Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on?
This is our Halloween special.
Yeah, coming back so soon.
Yeah, it was just last week I released the episode 17.
Yes.
And I actually released it like 2 days after we recorded, which is like a record. Because usually I'm like releasing it a week before, a couple days before we're recording the next episode.
Hey.
Which I need to stop doing. Like, really.
Well, you're busy recording all those videos and ensuring they hit 50 views so they don't get chopped.
Yeah.
It's very time consuming.
By the way, Ozzer Lane was saved. That's still getting watched, so yeah. I know some of you were worried about that.
Laffy drinks.
She certainly does. So yeah, it should be a relatively short episode.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about 2 regular shows. Keep that small or short, and then we're going to talk about some horror stuff. Yeah, some spooky stuff. Get you in the mood for later this week for Halloween.
I mean, we got some stuff written down, but who knows what it'll be.
Yeah. So this should be a short and sweet episode, but we are prone to ranting and raving. So we'll see how it goes.
Especially one guy.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's fine.
Not pointing fingers and naming names.
No.
But
nobody's pointing fingers over here.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think that I haven't kept up on my commitment to watch all 18 shows. Now it just feels like I'm watching shows to keep up with Roman. But I will say that of the shows that I've been watching, they've all been pretty good. Like, we were at a Halloween party this weekend, and I was asking a friend who's actually really into wrestling if he caught up on Kimono Michi. And I was just going off. And, I told him that I feel that the first episode and the first half of the second episode were kind of like, eh. It was like the big thing was him suplexing the princess.
Yeah.
But then after he got to the orc fort and he had like the slap battle, then it really got picked up. It really picked up, and it really has been just like full-on knockoff Konosuba. It's like the meme where it's all like, hey, can I copy your homework? Yeah, but just change it up a bit so it doesn't look like you just copied it. That's pretty much what that is. And I was all like, and Shigure is definitely best girl. So I'm like, oh, hey, a free weapon. Hey! I'm dying. I'm just dying. It's like, it's Wolf Girl Aqua. I was dying.
I mean, I do love that about her, but I gotta go with Carmilla.
Carmilla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because she's like trying so hard to be like super
spooky,
tough.
Yeah.
And she just gets whooped on by everybody.
Yeah. Boy. Well, she definitely sucks.
Man.
Get you in the mood for Halloween jokes.
I know, right? Definitely. Vampire.
But yeah. So yeah, no. There's a lot of really good shows, and I'm like, wow. All right.
I don't know how to pick them. What can I say?
Yeah.
Despite the view count, I know how to pick shows.
Yeah. Well, the screen caps happen or help it. So.
Yeah. Have you gone in and changed some of the other ones, like the newest ones I did?
No, your screen caps, like the thumbnail, I should say.
Oh, the thumbnail.
The thumbnails you pick, I think, helps. It definitely is an attention grabber. I
do my best to pick a good one, but there are some times where I'm like, nah, there's nothing really going on in this episode, so I'll just grab this one.
You know what? I've seen the first 3 episodes of OreSuki, and now I was looking at your screen caps. I was like, now I understand why Roman picked these. I was all like, yep, I know this scene because I've seen Roman's screen cap. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this is great. This is great.
OreSuki.
Is OreSuki on the chopping block?
No, that one was never on the chopping block. It made 100 views almost every week.
Okay, yeah, I believe it. That
one, Watashi actually does really good too.
Watashi,
abilities.
Make My Abilities? Okay.
Yeah, abilities. That one does really well. The first episode made 400 views.
Yeah, I believe it. It was really unsuspecting. So you know what? Let's just jump into it then. Let's talk about it then.
Yeah.
So Make My Abilities normal in another world.
Was that the first one? It was the first one on the last time. Yeah. I kind of feel like this is a parody to Isekai.
It's like it is. It really is. It's like It's definitely all about breaking the fourth wall. Like, it doesn't hold back what it's making fun of. It's just making fun of all the tropes.
Yeah.
It's like Tropes the anime. And it's like, oh, it's that legendary truck that sends you to another world. And it's like, we're Sentai now. And we, like, oh, look at that pose, that amazing pose.
Yeah, like from last episode.
Yeah, and it just acknowledges that if you're a main character and you're transported into another world, you're just OP.
Yeah.
You're just OP. You know, and it doesn't make any qualms about what it is. And didn't we talk about this? I think we talked about this. Where it's like the two types of isekais now, where it's just like the main character is just OP, and it's just like they're just telling you deal with it. And then there's the other side where it just tells you what the isekai is, and then that's all there is to it. Like, do you love your mom and her 2-hit multi-attacks?
Yes.
Or that time I got reincarnated as a slime? Or was it the other one where I got reincarnated as a hot spring?
Yeah.
You know, it's like all those where they just tell you what it is. But, you know, with all the other ones, like the more classical ones, like ReZero or Sword Art Online, they don't really tell you what it is.
You gotta kind of watch and figure it out.
Exactly.
Or they tell you in like the first episode.
Yeah, exactly. So, versus these other ones where they just kind of tell you their entire premise in their description. That's how I got
about that last week when we were doing Choyoyu.
Yeah, see, yeah. Then this continues that trend where it just doesn't, and that's fine because we have had like serious like ReZero and Sword Art. Those are the more popular ones that were more on the serious tone. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why when Konosuba came and kicked the genre in its teeth, it was just like, no, we're not being serious.
This is all just for fun.
This is all just we're just gonna parody everything. You know.
We're gonna have a mage that's kind of useless.
Yep.
We're gonna have
the paladin that's not really in it to protect you, but is more so just to get hit, just to get beat on.
The masochistic paladin.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah.
Is it a paladin?
Yeah, she was a crusader.
There we go.
Crusader.
Okay. Crusader.
Yeah. So
and the useless goddess.
Yeah. So which I still haven't seen. The overly cautious hero. I still haven't seen that.
I haven't watched it either.
I need to watch it. She just had her birthday too. The voice actress for the goddess.
Yeah.
She just had her birthday because that's the one who voices Yun Yun.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
She does Union?
Yeah, she does Yun Yun. And you further go back, she was Yui in K-On!
Oh, okay.
And then Inuyama in Yuru Camp, the blonde with the eyebrows.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her. She does all her.
Nice.
But that's why it was so funny. It was that she was Yun Yun in Konosuba, but then in Overly Cautious Hero, she's the useless goddess herself. So
useless goddess.
Yeah, good times. But yeah, Make My Abilities is in that same vein where they see the OP-ness and they're like, no, I want to enjoy the adventure for being on the sake of it. No. It's going to wipe out everybody.
Yeah.
But in an interesting twist, though, I got to give it up to the main character because she actually turned around and trained her team. Yeah.
And now they're kind of OP too.
Exactly. That's new. That hasn't happened before. Like, Kazuma never trained Megumin or Aqua or Lalatina. I just like Lalatina. He never did that.
No,
no other isekai hero, like Mom and her 2-hit attacks, she never trained Masato on how to do 2-hit multi-attacks, right?
Right.
So this is new.
She was like, oh, monsters? Let me handle it.
Yeah, exactly. Mommy will take care of it. Ha 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 ha, Mommy.
You see, I don't care if you say it. It's when she says it.
Oh, isekais. So many isekais. But
and the parodies they throw.
And the parodies.
Like the Griffith parody. Do you see that?
In which one? I saw the Fist of the North Star.
And abilities. It's on my thumbnail. Where let me show it to you.
Okay. Yeah, they do parody other shows and all and all that.
Where are you at?
I liked when they broke the fourth wall and they were like panning the camera up to make the Oh, that's what that is? I didn't know that was Berserk.
You couldn't tell from the helmet? Isn't that what they put on Griffith?
I don't know. I've never seen Berserk.
They probably couldn't draw it exactly.
Yeah, copyright.
Yeah.
You want to get sued. Yeah, no, I didn't know that was from Berserk. Like I said, I caught the Fist of the North Star reference. I caught that one.
Fist of the North Star, definitely.
But the Berserk, no. But it does that. It does that. Like I said, the Sentai was all... I cut out the Sentai.
Was that the pose?
The poses, and then the explosions in the background that result in the colored dirt or dust. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I hope that people don't get turned off because they're all, like, not necessarily lowlies, but, you know, they are younger girls. So hopefully that doesn't turn off anybody. But
no, the oldest one is the Knight. She's 17.
17, yeah.
And then they get younger.
Yeah.
17, 15, 14, and 12.
Yeah, that's what cut me off. She said she was a high school girl, but then when she got transported, she was there for 12 years. So was it a Tanya thing where she was, like, born into the world?
Yeah, she was born into the world.
So she started out as a baby, and okay.
And now she's 12.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. There you go, another isekai. Hey! Tanya's still my favorite, I think, though. I think.
Escaflowne. No, I'm kidding.
I was waiting for. I knew someone was going to eventually go for that. That was in the original genre where they didn't tell you what was going on. It was like, what's Escaflowne? What's the meaning? Then you had to watch the show to understand it.
Yeah, I just found my DVDs for that because I have the DVDs. When I was in the military, they sold like a ton of different like box sets,
right?
And the BX, and I was just buying them up. That was one of them. Witch Hunter Robin was another one, which actually kind of sucks. I don't like that show too much. It was too it's boring. Anyway,
you know, I would laugh if you did reaction videos on that and they all hit over 50 views.
I would too. Speaking of, didn't We Never Learn make it to number 3 on the top 10 this week?
You know, I didn't want to talk about We Never Learned because we just talked about it last week, but man.
Well, I mean, I haven't watched this episode yet.
Oh, you haven't watched this episode? Good, so I don't need to talk about it. So we can get back to make my abilities. But damn, when you watch...
I'll be watching
that's a reaction video that sucks, man. It sucks that you cut it. I was dying. I'm shocked that no one came and pounded on my door to tell me to shut up. I was literally laughing. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, OreSuki. I'm jumping the gun here. Escaflowne. That was one where the main character wasn't OP. You know,
no, she was actually one of the weaker characters.
Yeah. Same thing with Fushigi Yugi. Miyaka also wasn't really OP.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, these are our 90s isekais now.
What about Inuyasha? Was Kagome OP?
So, here's what's weird about that. Could we really consider that isekai, though? Because she was able to jump back and forth from the real world and the Inuyasha's world?
I don't know. I mean, if she is going to another world.
Yeah.
And doesn't he go to her world, too?
That's what I'm saying. So, I don't know. People, because when the conversation of isekai comes out, I don't really hear people bring up Inuyasha. Not necessarily saying that you're wrong. It's just one that people overlook because I guess it kind of changes genre when they just jump back and forth.
Right.
Like, I think that just becomes fantasy.
Okay.
That's how I see it, though. Because normally the gist at least the trend that all the other ones have is that the main character is stuck in the world, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how I see it. That's how I interpret it. Again, you do raise a good conundrum. You should put it to a vote and ask if Inuyasha is an isekai.
What do y'all think? Is it an isekai or is it just a fantasy series?
Yeah, sound off. If you're watching this, sound off in the comments. It's another one where Kagome's not OP.
No, I know she has abilities.
She does,
but
yeah.
I don't think she's like OP. That's Inuyasha himself. No, his brother is apparently even more powerful. Yeah. I haven't actually watched the series.
Me neither. But I've seen bits and parts of it.
Yeah, my cousin keeps talking about it. He loved that show.
Yeah, massive fan base. Massive. Shishomaru also fell into the same trap as like Liquid Snake and Virgil, where it's like he's the stronger brother, but because he doesn't believe in the power of love and friendship, he just loses. Mm-hmm. No real reason why he should be defeated or lose, but something, the Farfanuga power of love and friendship, boom, he loses.
Right.
It It conceptually doesn't make sense. He's stronger, faster, quicker, smarter, not attached to anybody. And he loses. He just loses. It's like, okay. All right. Logic.
It's like you're trying to trick me over here.
Yeah. Just, okay.
It's like
Okay. All right, Rumiko Takahashi.
Yeah. I gotta rewatch Yoda yesterday.
Of course.
I haven't seen that show in forever.
Of course.
It's time to rewatch Lun.
Is Urusei Yatsuru your favorite isekai? Lum is from another world, right?
She is. I wouldn't exactly say she's stuck, though.
No.
She can leave whenever she wants. She's just too attached to that dude.
Yeah. So what's interesting is they said that Rumiko Takahashi designed Kagome in a way that she never wanted, like, Kagome to do panty shots or be that level of fan service. But she had no problem with drawing, like, Rama 1/2 or Lum with their tops off. And then, or throw him into hot springs.
Well, I don't know. I guess you wanted to do something a little different with that one.
Yeah.
Be like, I don't want to just do all fan service.
Yeah, but she even drew Kagome topless in the hot springs scenes. But there was never panty shots. And it's like, I don't understand your logic. And I think she tried to explain it too, at that, well, it's a hot spring, it's more, you can't really cover it up or hide it. It's natural. It's just what happens. And it's like, well, just do the panty shot. You've come this far. Just do the panty shot. Be a normal anime writer, author, mangaka.
I mean, those are more lewd anyway.
Yeah.
Not as lewd as hand holding, but
you better put a mosaic on that hand holding. That's going to get you in trouble with the Japanese censors.
I mean, that gets Japanese girls pregnant, so.
Yeah. Now you have to get married. Holding hands, that's marriage.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. What were we talking about? Make my abilities normal. Okay.
Yeah. We kind of
and then she outed the whole noble.
The pedo noble.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, how many could actually dispute her dream? She was honest about her fantasy. You can't fault her for that. What's funny is that it was the woman that wanted it, and it was like, whoa, all right. Is this more creepy or less creepy? I can't even tell anymore.
And she even said she didn't want anything sexual from them.
Yeah.
She just wanted them to be around her.
Yeah, she just wants to put her head in their lap.
Yeah.
It's wholesome, honest.
Mm-hmm.
Honest harem. This show, man. This show is pretty good. I think I should have been watching this from the get-go. I should have been watching this earlier.
What about her, the blonde? The one who was like, saw them kidnapping the kids and was like, I can go with you and take care of them.
The healer?
Yeah.
She's probably the most terrifying of them all. So, like, you can hurt me, but I'm just going to heal myself and then beat you to death with my staff. I was like, that's terrifying.
That was awesome, though.
Jeez.
She's just slowly walking over to her with her staff raised over her head.
Now, you can hit me, but if I get to you, I'm going to beat you. Like, oh my god.
I also like how she mass-produced all the Nendoroids that she was making.
It was Nendonroid, I think. Nendonronroid, so we don't get sued.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? They're probably going to turn around and actually make those Nendoroids. Like, they're probably going to do that in real life. They're going to be literally what they were selling. And she was all like, oh, it's my Wonderfest. It's my One Fest. I was like, wow.
One Fest debut.
Wow. Like I said, I love the fourth wall breaking. I actually appreciate that. When it's done right, it's really enjoyable. But when it's just kind of like ham-fisted, it's just But no, I really feel that this is really doing good. It's like you said, it's the parody of the parody.
Yeah.
It's a parody. So it's dumb fun. I'm down. I'm in.
Yeah, this has been one of my favorites.
I meant actually to share this with you because this happened or I found it over the weekend. But Prodigy's Have It Easy was the #1 anime on like 5 different charts or something.
Right.
It was on Senkaku Complex.
Okay.
And I meant to share that with you. It wasn't like, I don't know if it's going to be like a #1 on Anime Trending or whatnot.
No, I don't think it's on Anime Trending.
Yeah, but it was like Hulu was one of them. This is, I guess, is Japanese Hulu.
Okay.
And a couple of other charts, it was #1. And are you caught up on Prodigies?
I didn't watch the last episode.
Okay.
Yet. I'm basically the ones that I dropped. I'm just going to watch on like Sunday.
Got it. Okay.
Because, I don't have to worry about making a video. I can just watch the episode.
All right. Yeah, I only bring it up because it's the other isekai, one of many. And it's like, it's killing it right now. And I would have thought that one would have been the one that's probably just kind of the most by the numbers.
Yeah.
But I guess it has good character design.
Yeah.
I'll admit that. But I think that because we haven't really been exposed to the characters that much, I think that that's what's kind of like slowing the pace. But who knows? It's various sites have it as number one, so definitely gonna stay up on it. But
cool.
Because if you were to stack the two together, if you were to put "I told you to make my abilities normal" versus "Prodigies have it easy," I would prefer abilities over Prodigies.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
I do. I should say.
I think that might be, it's my conspiracy theory, but that might be just us as Americans. I think that we have more acceptance and tolerance for comedies. Mm-hmm. And, over there overseas, our Japanese brothers and sisters, they prefer more down-to-earth serious, even though, they make wacky stuff. Let's not kid ourselves here. But I think that in preference, if they were to, rank them, I think that the more serious stuff would definitely win the race over their comedies, I think.
Yeah. Not to say that Shoyoyu isn't good.
Yeah, no, not knocking it at all. I'm definitely watching it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying that I prefer abilities. I think it's the way it's breaking the fourth wall and making all those in jokes and all of that. Yeah, I tend to prefer that.
I'm always looking for the references they're trying to throw in, or something.
Right, right.
And the comedy's been really good.
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
You said, yeah,
absolutely.
So, like you, I prefer abilities over
Prodigies. Prodigies is good too. I'm still watching Prodigies, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I think that Prodigies should start picking up. But Abilities just kind of kicked down the door and has been running ever since. So
since episode 1.
Yeah, for reals.
I thought that was funny when she met. Was it Reina?
Yeah,
she was like, "You're the tsundere."
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Oh, you don't have that concept here.
Damn it. Oh man. But yeah. So definitely one to check out. God, and that's been half of our discussion since the season started has all been isekais. I mean, technically, you could even say FGO is an isekai, right?
Well, they did travel to another world.
So yeah, half the shows we've been talking about are all isekais. How funny. But anyways. But yeah, in the end, go watch it. Told you to make my abilities normal in another world.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
Did you saw how her abilities were averaged, right?
Oh yeah, because she was given the abilities of the Elder Dragon, and then the average of the Elder Dragon with the lowest rank monster, and then the average of that was still super higher. Powerful. Yeah. Amazing. So again, it in theory makes sense. They're not wrong, but
yeah, it's average.
Yeah,
just not your average.
Right. Still OP. Broken.
But at least that does mean that there are still enemies out there that are stronger than she is.
True.
So she has room to grow. True. Just right now, she's super OP.
She's got the pocket that can hold anything.
Yeah. And that little creature that follows her around that she yells at.
No, the mascot, the series mascot.
Yeah, everybody just looks at what's wrong with that girl.
Amazing.
But yeah, go check it out.
Go.
If you're not watching it already, go check it out.
Go, because you have 5 more isekais you're watching. Go watch that one too.
And if you are watching it, what do you think of it?
Yes. And also, I'm gonna bring that question up too. What do you prefer? Do you prefer abilities or prodigies? Comment.
Yes.
Comment away. Tell us. And anyone that says Kimono Michi, we know Kimono Michi is number 1, so you don't need to tell us. But
out of these two,
yes, abilities or prodigies, Kimono abilities. Oh, all right. Azure abilities. That's the best.
Azure abilities.
All right. So the next show that I wanted to bring up for this episode, and I started watching this the day of this recording, is OreSuki.
Yep, he's an episode behind.
I am an episode behind. I'm on episode 3.
He did catch up pretty good.
Yes, that was also part of me thinking I was going to get in trouble with my neighbors from laughing too damn hard. So I have to admit, when the whole thing started, I was just like, oh boy, here we go.
The typical harem anime.
Yeah, here we go. And then his true nature came out, and I'm just like, oh my god, here we go. And it was like, damn, alright. But,
definitely a spin on the harem.
Yeah, but it's like, again, I asked this question like months ago. I said, we can't really speak for the characters unless we're put into their positions. So my question when I was watching this is, what did Pansy ever do to the main dude so that he didn't like her? You know?
He doesn't like that she's like bad-mouthing him all the time. Like,
is that what it is?
She speaks to him like oh, I can't even bring that up because that was in the recent episode.
Okay,
but yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. I understand because he like kind of turns it off when it comes to her.
Yeah,
so
she gets angry about that. She's like, "No, I want the real you."
Yeah, well, flip that. So she doesn't like the soft, I guess.
Yeah.
The chump version, let's say the chump version.
She likes the truthful.
Yeah.
Kind of hurtful.
Well, you know what? Let's keep it in kayfabe. Let's use the Jekyll and Hyde thing.
Yeah.
She doesn't like it when he's Jekyll. She likes it. Pansy likes it when he's Hyde.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. And I gotta admit, I'm a little like that too because I prefer to talk to people more in a schmarmy, sarcastic tone too. And it's yeah. You know, it's just kind of how I operate. I
haven't noticed.
You know, so I get that, and I respect her for just not like, hey, don't say that. Now she just dishes it right back.
Uh-huh.
So right there, you won me over. I'm all like, these other chicks can kick rocks. No, I'm gonna stick with Pansy.
Yeah, she's best girl.
Yeah, you know, it's also just weird too how she's able to convince like everybody else in the school that she's, you know, just not worth anything. It's a really good charade on her behalf. You got to give her props for that, you know.
Right.
No one messes with her. No one has any interest in her whatsoever. And you know, and she's normal with the main dude. Yeah.
I brought this up in the last episode,
mm-hmm.
but also in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
That I really liked how she bought a bench to put into the library so that she could tell him that she was in love with him.
That damn bench. that. Oh. I've never seen a dude get traumatized by a bench. And you know what? The bench is even in the opening credits. Like the trauma of the bench. It's oh man, it's
even his friend. His friend put him on a bench. He's like, not the bench. Really?
Oh, Roman puts air quotes around friend, by the way.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah, but
friend.
Yeah. So I hate to do this, but real quick, there was a like fan comic,
right,
that was made that followed John Alter in FGO, and it was like her schoolgirl Otome game, right? And she's going to school, and she's just like, I'm going to go and do all the pathways. And the whole time, she is being blocked by Dantes. So Dantes shows up, Edmund Dantes shows up, he's like, ha 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 ha, you're never going to live your Otome girl dreams because I'm going to stop you. And so he prevents Jalter from hooking up with like Siegfried, the mysterious transfer student, the sciencey Kohai, who's not Karna, Arjuna. All of these, he blocks her from doing all of those, and I'm just getting those kind of the same vibes. You know, like, he's got his harem planned out, his whole, like, plan B, the childhood friend, and all of it fails. And, by the end of the third episode, though, when she makes her whole heartfelt confession, all of that, I was just like, alright, now I'm getting Bunny Senpai vibes again. Because that's what it was. It's just one of those characters where it's like, I'm gonna care for you regardless of all your flaws, and I know you're kind of a scumbag, but I still like you for what you are, and I like your honesty more than your scumness or scumminess. And that's good. That's really good. So it's
lack of a better word.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. But I have a feeling that now it's just going to become harem for the rest of the season.
Well, him attempting to try to get a harem.
Yeah, or that.
And her stalking him and kind of getting in the way.
I keep going back to FGO, but when you use a Kyohime Lancer, she actually says that. Her chant or her call, her attack call is actually stalking.
Really?
Yeah, she actually says stalking. So,
wow.
Yeah, but again, she's honest. She's honest about her feelings. She's honest about all of that. And it's like Pansy is playing 4D chess, man.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, it's like she's got everybody in her palm. She knows all the moves.
She's stalking everybody.
Yeah, right? So you gotta respect the hustle. So
pretty easy, though, when nobody really seems to pay attention to you.
Right! That's what I'm saying, is that nobody noticed? Nobody at all. I get, okay, maybe the disguised hot chick. I'm forgiving that. I can forgive that. Alright? I get that part. But, like, still, you know that, you at least know she's always in the library. So that's it? That's all you know? I don't know. That's kind of what confused me a little bit. But here we are. Well, not Roman. Roman's ahead of me. But yeah, more or less, here we are.
I mean, I thought she was great even before she revealed that she was super hot.
Yeah.
Apparently, quote unquote.
Yeah, because I think that for most of us dudes, like, in that position, we recognize the qualities that make her, you know, more normal. You know, like, you compare it to, like, the other ones where it's like the childhood friend, and it's, you know, it's a little overbearing. She's super energetic and super like, oh, hiya! Oh, it's 7 a.m, relax.
Jumping on you and...
Calm down. And then you get the class president, who's real just stuffy, you know, very, very proper and prim, and it's just kind of like, well, that's not fun. I mean, I respect the cooking abilities and of the class president, and then Himawari, the childhood friend, you know, she's, you know, good at sports. That's great. But, you know, for most of us, you know, the more relaxed, down to earth, you know, and she's kind of got a mouth on her.
Yeah.
That's more or less, I think that's more the average dude's interest, you know?
Makes it more fun.
Yeah, you do. It's like you don't really want someone like that's the childhood friend that's going to run laps around you and you can't keep up. But at the same time, too, you don't want someone who's just going to be like sitting there like, what do you think we should do today? You know?
You don't want to know what I think we should do.
Yeah. I don't know. This is just me. Going off. So
no, I know.
It's and that's why it's kind of like that's what makes Pansy so interesting or attractive. It's just kind of like it's more like snarky but in control, knows what she wants, and you know, sticks to her guns, and that's her resolve. That's what drives her. So, and that's appealing. Please tell me she's on the top 10 women characters chart.
Oh,
she better be.
I didn't look.
If she's not on the top 10, oh man.
Let me check. That's anime trending, is it?
I believe so. Yeah, she better be.
I know OreSuki is second, right? Or is it third?
Oh, I don't even know. I would imagine it's definitely on there, though.
Well, I'll let you know in a second.
Okay.
Them up. Top 10 anime. OreSuki is second.
Yeah.
Right under Sword Art.
Of course.
And then We Never Learn is third.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think they've done female yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not out yet.
Okay.
Because they did that, and then they did top 10 in Vietnam. For some reason.
Vietnam is a big anime consumer.
which is the top 5 is Sword Art, Assassin's Pride, Fate Grand Order, My Hero Academia, and then Azure Lane. With OreSuki coming in at 6th, and We Never Learn at 7th.
Well, so it
seems a big difference.
So yeah, it sounds like Vietnam is more interested in the mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
When you think about it, Azure Lane, Sword Art, FGO, that's all like mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
Figures. Assassin's Pride, I actually saw that. I tagged you in it on Facebook, but I don't know if you're watching that, if you're even interested in. It was not what I expected it to be. I swear it's made by the dude that did like Vampire Knight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I swear it has same themes and all of that. It's, the dude's just like, I will give my honor to defend you, milady. And I'm like,
I don't want it.
No, I mean, it has lots of good, interesting ideas to it. I'm probably still going to watch it, but it definitely seems like it's a shoujo kind of a title.
It might be.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't even really pay much attention to it.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like an action-y series and all that, even more like The Professional, like Leon the Professional, where he's tasked with protecting the girl.
Right.
That's what I kind of went into it thinking, but it's more like a shoujo. Yeah. But we'll find out. Okay. I'm going to keep watching it. Cool. But in the meantime, OreSuki, Pansy.
Yes.
Yeah, Pansy might be. She's definitely got Sakurajima Mai vibes, because that was also, again, actually funny enough, that was the same almost concept with Sakurajima Mai. It was like she was very in control, very powerful, very assertive, but she was also vulnerable at times too. She wasn't perfect. She did still rely on the main dude to help her out. So it wasn't that she was completely flawless, but when she did need help or she was feeling vulnerable, the main dude stepped up and helped out. So that's kind of why those dynamics worked.
Right.
But it wasn't that one was in charge and the other one was just submissive. It was like, no, they complemented each other in a way that not one of them was overbearing. And that's something too. It's like I said, I keep going back to like Pansy's talking style and how she's schmarmy, and that's good because you don't want conversations to be dull or boring. You also don't want to be a jerk about it. You don't want to be too much of a jerk because then it'll just be like, I'm just not going to talk to you. But at the same time too, you can get your point across, be a little schmarmy, and be cool about it. So
yeah.
Keep calling her Pansy.
Well, I
just like that name, Pansy.
Her, so.
Yeah, I just like the name. And then I like all the English. Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
Oh, deja vu. God.
Oh wow.
So
wait till you watch the
fourth episode. Oh boy, Roman is a Cosmos fan.
Cosmos.
The school principal or school president. Sorry. Yeah.
Wait till you watch the 4th episode.
This is so weird because I'm like saying that to you about We Never Learn, and you're saying this to me about OreSuki. So yeah. Which is funny because I actually did see that today. I saw that as of the day of this recording. I watched We Never Learn. Yeah.
Yes.
All I'm gonna say in regards to We Never Learn briefly is that if you're not an Ogata fan, you will be. These last 2 episodes have been very Ogata heavy, and it's like, oh man, yeah,
awesome,
yeah. So,
she's my student waifu.
Student, yeah, solid choice, very very solid. She's jumping up there, man.
But still doesn't beat Mafuyu Sensei. So, did you get my link?
Which one?
To the mouse pads?
The mouse pads. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. I put those in the. I shared the original picture to the Anime Mystics Facebook group, but I didn't put the link to buy the mouse pads. So I will probably forward the link for those that are interested in buying We Never Learned mouse pads.
It actually just leads to Mafuyu Sensei, but they have the links to the other ones down below.
Cool. So I mean, let's be honest. Everybody's a Mafuyu Sensei fan, so
Yeah, that's why you disqualified her. So
yeah, it's too OP, man.
If this was an isekai, she would be the protagonist.
Do you love your teacher and her multi-hit assets? I don't know. her multi-lane drifting. There you go.
Yes, I do.
She's not completely flawless, though. She has that phobia against cockroaches.
Yeah, but I don't know. She's cute when she's scared of cockroaches, too. So.
Roman's the guy that'll be like, she's so cute when she falls on herself.
Yeah.
Falls over. I think I tagged you that meme where it was like Mafia Sensei on ice, and she's a flawless ice skater. Mafia Sensei on a flat surface. She's all tumbling on herself.
I don't think you did.
Really? Okay.
I don't think I saw that one.
That was a meme then. Where it was like her in the maid outfit with the bucket on her head, and she's just all wet, tripped over herself. Yeah. But on ice, she's flawless.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, she's a klutz. But yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you try to be an ice skater.
Oh, these romantic comedies, they're so silly. These romantic comedy harems, but no, I'm glad that we're getting something in the vein of Bunny Senpai, because Bunny Senpai, I was telling Roman offline, was really big, and we're actually a year ago now, officially. Mm-hmm. It was a year ago last year, and it was like the same thing, and it was like, every girl fit a trope and all that, and yeah, Pansy is giving off very strong Sakurajima Mai energy, so I'm invested. I'm digging it. Mai was my favorite, so. And trust me, I try to find excuses or reasons not to like main girls, because I think that's too easy, but sometimes the main girl actually is the best choice. It's just so it is. So.
Definitely.
So. But yeah, I guess I gotta watch the 4th episode.
Yeah, you do.
But man, I will tell you that I wasn't expecting Soon-chan to be such a dickhead. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that caught me off.
That was a new one for me. That was a new one.
It was like, so the friend has been plotting against him since middle school?
Yeah, it was like, wow, alright.
For the same thing that he was going through.
Yeah. It was, oh man. But then on the 3rd episode, when Pansy brought out the other two, it was like, whoa! Oh! Wow. Mastermind.
Yeah.
This chick. Lex Luthor over here, man, just mastermind. So, yeah. It's funny, too, because it's like, you could just watch, like, at least the first 3 episodes, and you could be like, yeah, Pansy's best girl. You're just like, it's over, it's done. It's you're not going to top it. It's done. It's no competition.
Yep.
So, it's not like quintuplets where you can pick maybe 2, maybe 3, and you can make an argument for it. It's not like We Never Learn, where it's like every girl is pretty much best girl depending on the episode. What else we got? I don't know. Pick one. But in this one, it's just like no con. Or like Bunny Senpai. I've seen people like Science-chan through Futaba. I've seen people like Sakurajima Mai. I've seen people like the younger Kohai. I've seen arguments for all of those. In this one, in OreSuki, it's just like Pansy. just like Pansy with 99.8% of the vote. Mm-hmm. The 0.2% is the one person who voted like Cosmos, the class president.
Yeah,
because they're a tool. But anyways, yeah, it was yeah. Yeah, but those benches.
Yeah, I'll be on the lookout for benches.
Because of jerks. Nothing good will ever happen on the bench. Someone ever invites you to sit on the bench, don't do it.
I'm going to stand.
Yeah, let's go sit under that tree. Not the bench. And then the box for the bench even said like Amazon on it.
Yeah.
Pansy too good, man. Pansy should be in an isekai. OP. Hella OP. Oh, man. Yeah, I gotta watch the 4th episode.
You do.
That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got. Like I said, I feel bad. I should have watched the 4th episode. Should have planned for this better. I should have, I told Roman offline that I got wasted this weekend, and I was overconfident in my abilities to cram in partying and prep time for a podcast, and it just didn't happen for me. So I'm 1 episode behind on OreSuki. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, we have so many shows to talk about. Hopefully we'll come back to OreSuki at some point this season. I think we might. I think we might. Yeah. So we'll continue this conversation on a future episode.
Yeah, definitely. Find out what he thought of the 4th episode.
All right. Alrighty then. So now we're for the rest of this episode, we are going to talk about some spooky Halloween stuff.
Partially spooky Halloween stuff.
Partially. Some of it's just going to be weird random stuff. So if you were only invested in OreSuki and Make My Abilities Average, thanks for coming.
Yep.
We'll see you on the next episode.
Right.
For everyone else that wants to hear weird Halloween thoughts and rants, we're going to get started with the Junji Ito Collection. Yeah. So if you are heading out, happy Halloween. We'll see you on the next one. Roman, Steven, Sanosuke-sama.
Yep.
Pieces.
See you next time.
For the rest of y'all,
welcome
Junji
to the
Ito.
Halloween corner.
Yes, Halloween spooky time.
I'm going to be completely honest here.
So,
horror anime I don't find scary at all.
Okay.
Like, I've watched a few, and none of them have been scary. I don't know if I'm just watching the wrong thing.
Right.
Or it's just not scary to me.
You have a good point, because I oftentimes get suspense kind of confused with horror.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking on Messenger with a couple of people as I was watching Junji Ito, and there were a couple of friends of mine that are, like, into that. What's the other one? Uzumaki? That kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm watching Junji Ito. He. Look, give me gold stars. And I'm just like, this isn't really, like, what I expected it to be. I guess I was imagining, like, skin dripping down and faces, heads falling and pools of blood and splatter.
Yeah. I mean, people say he's, the master of horror for anime or manga.
Yeah.
When I watched the anime, I'm like, this isn't really scary at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just trippy.
Stories, but
it's trippy. Yeah.
I'm not really feeling horror vibes from this.
I was talking again, and I was saying that the way I see it is that it's always about the build-up, because that the suspense, and then the payoff is the horror.
Right.
And it inevitably brought me to M. Night Shyamalan, because, like Sixth Sense.
Right.
It was all like, all the secrets were there, and then at the end you're like, oh, the payoff, and then that's what makes or breaks it.
Right.
Was it a good suspense and or horror, or it just wasn't? Same thing, like, I know we said we'll talk about Resident Evil, and I there's so much media with Resident Evil, like, there's the movies, and then there's the games, and there's even those 3D movies.
Right.
And it's always like they're walking down the hallway, and then where's the jump scare? And then how the jump scare happens determines on whether it was good or not.
Right.
And for, like, some of this stuff, like the Junji Ito, it was just, it felt like I was watching Liquid Television on MTV from back in the day. It was just like
Aeon Flux.
Yeah, those are just trippy, psychedelic stuff happening on the screen, and then it's just all like, oh, her head is a snail now. Her head is a slug. Slug girl.
Not gonna lie, that was creepy.
Yeah, that one stuck out to me.
The other one that kind of creeped me out a little was the model.
Okay, that was like the first episode.
Yeah, or the second episode.
Second
The first one was that
the kid
Shoichi guy.
Yeah, the kid with the voodoo dolls.
Funny.
Yeah,
I watched that. I was like, this is not what I expected. I was laughing this entire episode.
Yeah.
And then they got to the second episode with the model, and I'm like, oh, okay. So
Yeah.
is this what we're going to get more of now?
Yeah.
And then we got further in, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess that was just a one-off type of thing. So.
Yeah, I watched the first 4 in preparation for this episode, but yeah, I mean, go ahead, speak, fire at will. I don't mind. I don't mind if this gets spoiled for me.
Yeah, the model I found really creepy. Like, just the way she looked.
Yeah,
and she was eating her castmates.
Yeah, she got jealous and she's just like, I'm just gonna eat her.
I'm gonna be the main character.
Yeah,
now.
eat the dakimasu
character.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not the first time she makes an appearance in the series either.
That's a good example of kind of what I was referring to. It's like the build-up. It was like she was creepy, she acted creepy, but she didn't do anything creepy. And then finally it just, bam, she just ate the chick.
Yeah.
It was like, that's what I was saying. It was just kind of like, oh, okay. And you were just kind of like, okay, is she going to do something? She's not going to do something?
Is she just a creepy-looking lady?
Yeah, and then boom, she just ate everybody. So that's kind of what it's all about, And in this case, that's why it stuck out to you. You remember that because that was like the payoff. And you remember the build-up, you remember the suspense, and then you kind of like start to let your guard down, like, okay, this is getting boring, nothing's happening. Then boom, eats everybody.
Right. Totally. Like, finally.
Yeah. Right.
But I didn't really want to see it.
Yeah. Didn't really want to acknowledge it.
Yeah. And man, was she tall? Was she like 7, 8 feet?
Yeah, I thought that it was a reference to the Hachisaku or whatever, the 8-foot tall woman.
Oh, is that what that is?
No. Well, that's what it reminded me of. I don't think that's what he was going for. But yeah, she was massive.
Yeah.
And the teeth.
The teeth were partly what did it. The teeth and the eyes really made her creepy. But that was like one of the few that were actually creepy in this series.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Did you see the one with the guy that was that would fall asleep and he'd be like, "I'm like living my entire life in my dreams."
Yes. Yeah, he was asleep for years at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't creepy. I just felt bad for the guy.
Yeah.
It was like he's slowly melting into a huge mass of flesh.
Yeah. I think I called them like death dream dream death particles.
Yeah.
What did I call them? Hold on. I'm pulling up my old messages from earlier today. I was like, what did I call them? Oh, man.
Well, anyway. Yeah. I just felt bad for the guy when I was watching it. I was like, this isn't scary, but I don't. The guy's like living multiple lives in his dreams.
Right.
And he's just slowly dying.
Yeah, death dream crystals. That's what I called it.
Death dream crystals.
Death dream crystals.
Because that's what he turned into, didn't he?
Yeah.
He like turned into like some dust.
Yeah, that's what they said. Hold on, we have breaking news. We are having a cross collab with the FGO anime in our FGOF game. And if we get 50,000 likes, retweets between Facebook and Twitter, we'll get 30 quartz.
Ooh, nice.
Breaking news, hot off the press.
11:13.
Yeah.
10:30 to 11:13.
Wow. I was wondering, what are we going to do? Are we going to get anything? Because the Japanese game is getting tons of stuff to tie in with the anime. And we're getting it because it's on Funimation and we're getting simulcast.
Yeah.
But the game is not even acknowledging it. So it's like we're going to get Babylonia 2 years from now. But no, finally, okay, they're finally moving on it. All right, this is what I wanted to see. Maybe it's just because they knew the Halloween event would be wrapping up. So.
Yeah.
But okay. All right, I apologize.
I'll have to like and retweet.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, yeah.
Share.
Yeah, and I'll do the same in all of our social medias. But anywho, so yeah, Junji Ito, yeah, Death Dream Particles is what I called it.
Yeah.
And you were right. You kind of felt bad for the guy too. And then when the dude died and passed away, and then it was like you start to think that it was tied into the woman,
right? About
why she was freaking out. She's like, "No, man, I'm cool." And it was like, all right, so maybe dude was alive, and that was tripping her out. But now that the dude's gone, she's relaxed, and the doctor's just like, "No, I just put the death dream crystals in her head."
Yeah, let's keep this going. Let's see what's gonna happen.
It's like, all right,
let me just kill someone.
Yeah,
to do an experiment.
I gotta make sure.
I'm not gonna lie, he was kind of creepy looking when he was getting fleshy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I still felt bad for him. It wasn't scary.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a trip. Which seems to be, I think, why people like Junji Ito. He seems more psychedelic,
right?
You know, more mental.
And I think we need to change his title
from horror,
yeah,
to psychedelic.
Yeah, psychological, maybe psychological horror.
Yeah, definitely.
That's definitely that's a genre.
Yeah.
So.
When he was at Crunchyroll Expo, they said that the name of his panel was like Junji Ito and his dog or something like that. Or it was like a night out with Junji Ito, and he, I guess in the description and at the panel, he talked about his love for his dog and dogs in general.
Wow.
So basically that he's really just a giant softie, regardless of how he puts girls' heads on snails.
Well, you gotta watch out for those guys. It's like when comedians play villains in movies and they just kill it. And you're like, what is this guy hiding? like Robin Williams.
Oh.
When he played a villain, he was
creepy.
Pretty creepy.
Or when Mark Hamill was Joker.
Yeah, when Mark Hamill was Joker in Batman the Animated Series.
And then he just set the bar so high. It took like over almost 20 years for someone to do another good Joker.
Yeah. And then unfortunately that guy passed away.
He's so good. He was like, one and done. I'm out. It's like it's not going to get any better. I'm done.
Yeah, Snail Girl.
Yeah, that one stuck out.
That was super gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like snails to begin with.
Right.
So seeing and her dad putting her in salt.
Yeah.
Like, you do know salt kills snails, right? It was just super not creepy, but gross.
Yeah, that one's definitely stuck out. That one stuck out. They also did the Crossroads Confessions, where if you're going through the crossroads, the dude will come and give you love advice. And then it was all the love advice that never panned out and ended up just killing all the girls.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, what is up with this? I honestly thought the school kid was that was him, but it was like a fate thing where it was his future self or something. I honestly thought that's what the trip was going to be, but
I remember which one this is now. This is one with the fog.
Yeah, the fog.
Where that guy comes in from the fog.
Yeah,
and tells them something, and then they all die.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to remember Crossroads.
Yeah, Crossroads Confessions.
What happened in that?
Yeah.
And then when you started explaining, I was like, oh, wait, yeah, the fog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I remember now. Yeah, that one was... It's like, what do you... Just don't look for the guy.
Yeah.
Everybody's dying.
Yeah.
Or they, go insane trying to get their crush.
Yep.
Until they die.
Yeah, until they just off themselves because they can't handle it.
Yeah. It's like, why would you want to go through that?
You know, I might have screwed it up for myself by watching Junji Ito and then watching OreSuki. Because remember, that's what Pansy's threat was. If you don't accept my invitation, I'm gonna go tell everybody your secrets.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about Junji Ito while I was watching OreSuki, and I was like, you better do it. You better eat those cookies. It's not gonna end well. Eat those damn cookies.
She made them for you. Please, just eat them.
Oh, man. Oh, now you just reminded me of Shimoneta. It's got love nectar. Ooh.
Love nectar.
Shimoneta is my favorite suspense. It's my favorite horror anime.
That's a great series. I love that one.
We needed it. It came at a time when we needed Shimoneta. We were in a downward spiral as a society, and Shimoneta came out and it was like, no. Grabbed us by the collar and yanked us back. We needed it. More than we needed Junji Ito. We needed Shimoneta. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's just funny that I was watching two things about confessions gone wrong with OreSuki and Crossroads Confessions. I was just like, where have I seen this before?
The other one I found hard to watch because I forget what it's called, but there's some kind of phobia for it. Mm-hmm. The Holes.
Oh yeah, with the Jade doll.
Yeah, I cannot look at or watch anything where there's like a ton of holes on people or things.
Yeah.
This all started with there's this frog.
Okay.
It's like this big, but it gives birth to its babies from its back. So you see them like popping out of its back from these holes, and that just really stuck with me.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
And now every time I see like groups of holes on anything, it like freaks me out, and I start to like get goosebumps and everything.
Got it.
So that was really hard for me to watch.
The part that tripped me out was when he said the locusts were coming and flying into the holes.
Yeah, that's even... Ooh.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
Just seeing them. Like even the grandfather?
Mm-hmm.
When they showed him just lying in the bed and he's like got a huge hole right here and little ones all over, and they're like, he just keeps talking about the bugs, and it's like, God, stop, please. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to see this. I think I looked away most of that episode.
Fair enough. So Junji Ito finally won that one.
He won that one.
Yeah.
He got me on that one.
Yeah.
And kind of on Snail Girl, because that was gross. But
that was actually the first time I really felt that he was getting into the horror thing. That part. Snail Girl was where I honestly felt that he met the criteria for horror.
Yeah. And then he just goes back to his normal, like...
Weird.
Some of them you still feel kind of bad for the people in it, and there's another one in there that is kind of horror-like, but I can't remember what it's called or like the whole story behind it. But you might have seen images for it.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's this dude in his bed, and he's got like all these, like this really long head that goes all the way out through the door.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like they take tops of their like ancestors and they just keep attaching it to the next in line.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just like a huge top, like head just going all around the house.
Okay. All right.
It's kind of weird. And again, I don't remember the whole story about it. That's like the one thing that stuck with me about that story was seeing the dude.
You saw this in the anime or the manga?
It's in the anime.
Okay.
It's in the anime.
Okay.
It's like later in there, like maybe 8 or 9.
Oh, okay.
Episode 8 or 9.
Yeah, I told Roman that I didn't have any plans on finishing Junji Ito, but I might do it if, like, we do this again next year. Then I'd probably go back and finish and be like, all right, let's do a second half, a part 2 of Junji Ito.
So by then he'd probably forget everything.
Yeah, probably.
Just told him. So.
She's like, Snail Girl, the hell is that? Oh, Snail Girl, yeah, Snail Girl.
Yeah, exactly, that thing. Snail Girl, so gross. I'm going to look this thing up really quick.
Oh, here, the web browsers.
No, I keep forgetting we have a web browser here. I'm not used to using my web browser when I'm like recording.
No, yeah, no worries. My cat was on it and pulled up everything in Arabic.
Yeah, he did. Junji Ito.
While you're looking that up, I'm going to make filler, and I'm going to be looking up more details about this FGO thing.
Centipede.
Mm-hmm.
This thing. I didn't want to go to a website, but okay. I was just clicking on an image. I guess I can go down. We didn't get that in there. Or this thing. Should have got that in the anime. Where are you? Yeah, definitely some other creepy things in here that they probably should have put in there other than what they did. Okay, here it is.
Wow. It's like a skull centipede.
Yeah. That's actually what I typed in. Look, Junji Ito head centipede.
I didn't even see that. Amazing. Wow. This is in the anime?
Yeah, that one's in the anime. But yeah, there's other stuff in here that looked pretty creepy that they should have added.
One of the friends that I was talking to about this, he said that the anime wasn't super good
Like
or
this?
did it justice.
This thing, what is this?
Okay, yeah, that's more like what I would think is like horror.
Yeah. That too.
That's just someone having a good time.
Drowning ghosts.
Okay, see, there you go. That's more creepy.
The woman of wood. Tickling ghosts.
Yeah, looking at all this, there's so much potential here, actually.
Whatever this thing is, that's creepy too.
Oh, by the way, I was a giant wuss about it. I watched this in, like, broad daylight with the lights on. So I didn't even go for the whole aesthetic, you know, like, try to make it, to amplify it or anything. I was just like, nah, I'm just going to watch it in the middle of the day.
The bird woman. Hellskin. Honey tree, that's in the anime.
I think, too, what he also does is he doesn't rely on, like, those whole, like, screams and loud noises to kind of, like, just be like, ah! You know, he doesn't really do that.
That one should have been in there. Cannibal Child.
Oh, lordy. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. There's a... I keep seeing this on Facebook every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Where they show an image of this dude with a bunch of pimples on his face.
Okay.
And he, like, squeezes it over some chick's head.
Oh, my God. No.
All this oil just...
Oh, no, I've never seen that. That him, too?
That's him. That's in there. That's in the anime.
Oh, oof.
That is in the anime.
What the hell? Yeah, none of that was in there. I got all the lame episodes.
So, That one, yeah, that's later on. That's like one of the last episodes. But
So,
remember
they tried to save all the really like off the wall stuff for the end of this show, the end of the run.
Yeah, this one. Let's see.
This is actually the manga.
This is the actual manga.
Okay,
but the scene I always see on like Facebook, and I'm like, what is this from? Oh, where's the read more? Because you can see he's getting a bunch of pimples and
yeah.
Oh, there it is. Down.
Well, okay. Now we're
right there.
Wow.
See how he's.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. That is in the anime.
Okay, see, yeah, that's more horror right there. That's more creepy horror.
That one I remember because I was like, oh god, please don't show the oil one. The pimples, I don't want to see that. And then we got it, and I was like, no. So yeah, the head centipede are in there. There's another one that deals with puppets. Not a huge fan of puppets, so that was kind of creepy.
Oh yeah, the puppets was in there about the traveling puppet family. And
yeah.
Yeah, he goes all Chucky on everybody.
Yeah, that one.
But then when he comes back after he like defeats Chucky, the family, his brother and his sister-in-law and his sister all turned into puppets themselves.
I think what it was he left the family.
Mm-hmm.
And when he comes back, the puppet had turned them into puppets.
Yeah.
In the house. So when he went to go visit them, they all had like strings from the ceiling.
Yep. Yeah.
That's when he figured out that the puppet was kind of controlling them.
Yeah.
A little too late because it killed his fiance or girlfriend or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. It was only a little creepy because I don't really like puppets all that much.
Got it.
But
that was just weird. It was just really weird because, like you said, he did kill the love interest,
mm-hmm.
and then they were still human when he like left the house to chase after Chucky. But then after he found Chucky and then killed him, he went back. By the way, the puppet's name was John Pierre.
Yeah.
I just call it Chucky because murder dolls.
Right.
When he went back to the house, the family just turned into puppets. So it was like, what's going on? But yeah. Yeah, that was in there.
Yeah.
That was one of the episodes.
Okay, so that one was in there.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Shuichi makes at least 2 more appearances.
I figured as much. I was like, he didn't really get any closure or anything.
And the last episode is with him.
Okay.
And the model.
Oh.
In the same episode.
Oh, joy. I'm so excited.
So, because I remembered that there was a story for that. Because I remember a while ago, before the series started, I looked up some stuff.
Okay.
To kind of see, like, what I was kind of hoping to get into the anime.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get any of it, except for, like, the one that was at the last episode.
Got it.
Where I was like, towards the end, I was like, they're probably going to finish it off with that one. Because, I mean, they had, I think his name's Shuichi.
Yeah.
They had him in there. And this is part of his little arc.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure they're going to finish it off with that one. And they did. I won't go into what happens, but yeah.
Awesome.
I know you don't care, but I don't want to spoil the last episode for you.
Okay. All right, fair enough. All right, Roman's making me do homework.
Yeah.
He wants me to see some guy get body oil dripped all... Oh, God.
It's actually his sister that he does that to.
Why do you do this to me? Oh, man.
It was super gross.
Alright. Yeah, this is... You guys, you Junji Ito fans are something else.
I mean, again, I didn't really find all of it that scary.
Yeah.
If they had a lot of the other stuff that we were just looking at in there, it probably would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know why they chose the stories they did.
Yeah. It's like maybe they were thinking they was going to get multiple seasons, maybe it was budget, maybe it was the animation studio, because I could see the animation being a problem, turning people off.
Yeah, that was an issue for me.
It looked kind of choppy and low, and
and not something I would expect from a horror series.
Right.
Like I kind of expected a little more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Not what they gave us.
Mm-hmm.
I still went with it because I can't
absolutely.
judge a series based on just the animation.
Absolutely.
Because who knows, it might work.
Yeah.
It just didn't really in this instance.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
yeah, if they do a second season, which I doubt they will, but if they do, I do want to see some of those other scarier ones in there, like the Cannibal Child that we looked at, the Sea Worm. There's a few on that list that we looked at that I want to see in the second season.
Sea worm. Oh,
it was a giant sea worm.
Oh, it's just that sounds bad.
Where was it?
So here's the thing. I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily afraid of like the ocean, but I will say there's some weird stuff in the middle of the ocean that would freak me out.
Yeah,
there's like I don't know what it is, but I get really creeped out when, like, especially like JRPGs, because I know there's an area in Final Fantasy XIV that has this, where they have coral just kind of, like, out in the open.
Yeah.
That just really messes with me for some reason. Because it's like, that's where all the creepy stuff usually hides, is, like, behind the coral, and then it's all, like, you know, the thing comes out and then it, eats the fish, and it's like, oh, it was, like, buried in it, and it's like, yeah. That stuff just really weirds me out. That's the stuff that weirds me out.
Okay, yeah. Apparently, the Sea Worm one is a second part to Slug Girl. I don't know how that works. Okay, here's what the thing looks like.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
No, that's not in the anime. I was saying if they do a second season.
Oh, okay.
I want them to add in stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where it's more... It actually looks more horror.
I think that they would do an OVA, maybe. Like a 45-minute OVA or an hour OVA, I think. I think that's what they would do.
Yeah, I could see them doing that.
Yeah. Maybe with better animation.
Because this thing looks... Ooh, look at it. This is a close-up of it.
Oh, my God. Dude, that's a tentacle monster.
I know where this is going.
Oh.
But yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's more along the lines of what I was thinking it would be.
Yeah. So if they do a second season or an OVA or something, I would like to see more stuff like that.
Yeah, that's more along the lines of what I would expect.
I guess they were just trying to test the waters, but I figured if they were going to do that, they should have just thrown in a lot of good ones.
Right.
Not like mediocre ones where you're just like, this isn't even like scary.
Yeah, you'd probably have to look it up and like see interviews that they did with like the staff or the director and see why they chose what they chose.
Yeah. They might have been like trying to do some of his earlier stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe go in order. Maybe it was like one of the actual volumes.
Maybe. Well, they gave the number. Do those numbers have any significance?
I think it's like the story number. Like,
okay.
Out of however many stories he did, this is this story.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's what it is.
Okay.
My assumption. I don't know exactly. But it was just an okay series. Definitely could have been a lot better, in my opinion. You know?
Yeah. I believe it.
Definitely needed better animation.
Yeah, I think that would help. Definitely would have helped.
But yeah, it was, I guess, a good introduction, sort of.
Which is what I took it on, because I went in completely blind. Even friends of mine that are avid Junji Ito just eat all of his stuff up. They haven't really told me anything about it, so I really had no idea. I think the most I have ever been exposed, and I have never read about it, was like Uzumaki and Spirals. That was pretty much all that I had ever been told about anything. So I was blind going into this. And then I kind of saw it and I was like, okay.
Oh, Tomie is in there.
Okay.
In the anime. She does make one appearance in there for one story.
So is she a repeat character? Or?
Yeah, apparently there's multiple stories with her in it.
Okay.
But they have one in the anime.
Got it. Okay.
So, because I remember I was saying last week that I wanted to do a Tomie movie, but I can't really find any.
Got it.
And then I was going to do Uzumaki, and I can't find it.
Jeez.
So, I might just... I think I was going to do Because I want to do an American live action, and I want to do a Japanese live action.
Okay.
I already chose my American one. It's going to be Pumpkinhead.
Okay.
Not too scary, but I like the creature effects.
He's been playing a lot of FGO, and Pumpkinhead is one of the enemies in there.
Yes, he is. Very much. And I guess I'll just go through my grandmother's horror movies, because she has a ton of Japanese ones.
Okay.
Like, I think she has the Japanese Grudge and Ring, and she has, I think it's called Audition, Itchy the Killer, stuff like that. She loves all those movies. So I might go through hers and see what I could find. Because I can't find the ones I want.
You should watch Thanksgiving.
I've seen that.
Murdering the turkey.
That movie is amazing. I might do that for Thanksgiving. But do you all want me to watch Thanksgiving for
sound off if you want Roman to review Thanksgiving.
Yeah, let me know if you want me to watch Thanksgiving. I'll do it.
You know what? If you do that, I will watch and comment on your Thanksgiving review, your Thanksgiving reaction.
I remember when I first saw that movie. God, it was a few years ago.
Yeah.
I think a friend of mine told me they did the sequel was actually the third movie. I think he said it was called like Thanksgiving 3: The Search for the Sequel. Or something like that.
You know, hey, as long as they're having fun, man, that's all that matters. You know?
Yeah.
So, when Junji Ito needs to do a story about a murderous turkey.
But yeah, if you want me to watch Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving, let me know. I'll do it.
Yes, please do. I support this. I want this to happen. I will help make this happen. Absolutely.
Let's face it, there's not a whole lot of Thanksgiving-themed horror movies.
No. There's a couple of Christmas ones. Like was it Krampus? There's a snowman.
There's Jack Frost.
Yeah.
Not to be mistaken for the Michael Keaton Jack Frost.
Correct.
Which is actually 2 movies for the horror version. One where it's just standard snowman killing people. And the other one where he's in Hawaii.
Who thinks up with this stuff? Who comes up with this?
There's one called Santa's Sleigh with Goldberg from WCW, WWE.
Oh man.
There's actually a lot of Christmas horror movies.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But Thanksgiving? No. And I don't even think I would consider Thanksgiving a horror movie. It's like just a B movie.
Yeah.
But it's fun. So yeah, let me know in the comments you want me to watch it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll post that on the Discord as well.
Okay. Okay. Excellent.
And Facebook. And,
yes.
And the community page on YouTube.
Yes. Let's make this happen.
Alright. I think that's all I got for Junji Ito.
Alright.
What about you?
No, like I said, we might revisit this in a year. I might watch the rest of the show. And we'll see. And we'll see if they put out an OVA or whatnot.
Yeah. So I have to see if maybe they've already done it and I just didn't hear about it.
That's possible too.
'Cause that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay. So next, I wanted to just touch on Roman, who has watched Kara no Kyokai. He only has seen the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I've only seen the first 2 so far. Don't worry, I haven't given up.
Yeah,
I'm still going to watch the rest.
And I'm not going to go too deep into it. I just wanted to touch on it because, obviously we're big Fate nerds.
I'm becoming one.
Yeah.
I'm learning as I'm going.
And Roman is getting exposed to what I'm now calling the Nasu cinematic universe. I'm ripping off Marvel cinematic universe. So, the inspector lady, the one that gives Shiki her jobs,
right.
I believe that was Shido's classmate from school, the archery one. That's her.
Oh, really?
Yes. So she's actually tied into Fate Stay Night.
Okay.
And they reference her. Who referenced her? I want to say it was Da Vinci, an FGO. They referenced like this cigarette smoking detective mage. Yeah. So it's all intertwined with each other. But she's pretty much, she was the one who pulled out Shiki, trained her up, and gave her renewed vision in her life, more or less.
So she's less psycho.
Yeah. But we'll get back into it. You said that you weren't around in FGO when they did the event,
right? When I got on.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was maybe a day or so before the event ended.
Okay.
But I did roll for Shiki and got her on my first try, which was complete luck. And then Lar was like, "You got Shiki? What the heck?" Like like he was kind of upset about it.
That's fair. I think at the time there wasn't a whole lot of AoE sabers because it was like either you had to get Artoria or you had to get Siegfried, and neither one were very, good options. So,
well, if you're going to get anybody, it might as well be Artoria.
No. No.
Which, by the way, your curse still hasn't worked.
Okay. We'll keep working on that.
You have to bury a doll or something under a tree.
Yeah, we need to get we need to get Mystic Eyes of Future Perception. Let's go on. So it takes place. Like, you're doing the Halloween event, and that's kind of that world map. Mm-hmm. They do that. That's the Kara no Kyokai. Kara no Kyokai was actually the first one to do that, where it's the missions, and you need to do this quest to open up this quest, opens up this new area, etc., etc. But it takes place in the apartment building, which is like the second half of the OVAs, the movies. It's kind of like the big storyline events.
Right.
Is that apartment complex. And so in FGO, they took that and they made that the event.
Okay.
So I don't want to say a whole lot because I don't want to spoil Kara no Kyokai, nor do I want to really spoil the event, because that was also kind of like the first time they wrote an original story for an event, I want to say. Because it's like, I'm trying to think now. Most of the other times, it was just kind of like stupid, goofy things like Saber Wars. And it was just, didn't really...
Yeah.
It was like kind of lame. But Kara no Kyokai was like the first time they made an honest effort to make like an own standalone story. And I think that they realized that people really liked it. People were generally happy too with Kara no Kyokai. From my understanding, there's an event where you fight these ghosts that have super high hit points, and the only way to kill them is to use instant death. And the only character you can use is Saber Shiki. Okay. So, because, you have to hit him with Saber or Shiki's Noble Phantasm to kill him. And it's a story event, too. So, it's the only way you can do it. And so, people go to that event, and they just try to stall out to see how high they can get the turns counter. So, people go on there, they do the event, and you'll see their turns are at 1,258 turns. Just because they just want to see how long they can prolong the ghosts.
Yeah. And
they have, like, John, Ruler John, Waver, and, like, someone else, like Edie'sfield or someone to heal them. And they just keep themselves alive just to keep the turns counter going. It's dumb. So, but yeah. Otherwise, the only way to kill the ghosts is just to do instant death on them. And it's just kind of like a way to show off Shiki's insta-death, because at the time she was the only one that could do it. Nowadays, you have a couple, like, even Scat can do it. Scat can do instant death. Cramps can do instant death. So, but at the time, it was really like Shiki. Both versions of Shiki can do instant death, but yeah. You needed to do it with Saber Shiki, because then you could just, boom, hit all three of the ghosts. So that was pretty fun. But Kara no Kyokai also marked the first time that Ufotable was involved with Type Moon.
Oh, really? That was the first time they worked together?
The first time, yeah, because the Kara no Kyokais came out, I believe, in 2008. So it even trumped them with Fate Zero. And I think because they had such a good reception, like, not a lot of, even to this day, not a whole lot of people talk about Kara no Kyokai, but it does have a following. It does definitely have a following. And actually, when it comes to the stuff that Nasu wrote, he actually did Kara no Kyokai first. Before Fate, before Tsukihime, Kara no Kyokai was his very first story.
Yeah.
But it was like the third one that got animated. Or fourth one, I think, if you count Ataraxia. Yeah. So, it wasn't the first one to get animated, but it was the very first story ever made. And they tapped Ufotable, and, you know, the movies, those OVAs, that's Ufotable. And it kicked off their relationship or their friendship, whatever you want to call it. And then they came back and 3 years later, they did Fate Zero, and then explosion, here we are.
Yeah.
So
with this huge franchise.
Huge, massive. But yeah, Kara no Kyokai, the OVAs, first time they got involved with that. Maya Sakamoto obviously does Shiki. She's the only one that I know. I don't know anybody else in there. I just know Maya Sakamoto as Shiki. Which was a change of pace for her too, because Shiki is very, very like, oh, why me? Oh man, very, very low energy.
Yeah.
And that's not typically what Maya Sakamoto is known for. Usually she's more upbeat, Genki, sisterly characters.
Who does she name a character that she was?
She was the Doctor Demon in Demon Slayer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she does all versions of John in FGO.
Oh, okay.
John, Jalter, Lily, it's all her.
All right.
She also does Da Vinci.
Okay.
She debuted as Hitomi in Escaflowne.
Okay. So that was her first role?
That was her debut in, 95? And she was 16 at the time.
Nice.
Interesting enough, Seiki Tomokazu was Vaughn, the pilot of Escaflowne, and then Michi Shinichiro did Alan, and then Seiki Tomokazu is the voice of Gilgamesh, and then Michi Shinichiro he does a bunch of characters in FGO, but he debuted as Sochiro. So, Samurai.
Yeah.
So that was him. And then, yeah, Michi Shinichiro does, like I said, he does a couple characters, because he's like Paracelsus, the alchemist, yeah, right. In FGO. Right, so they just tapped him to do just a couple of characters. Yes, Sasaki Kochiro, yeah. It's like, I was tripping, I was like, is it? Yeah, Sasaki Kochiro, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. But Maya Sakamoto is Shiki, and yeah, and it does take place, and then on top of that too, in Detective Waver, they mentioned the Mystic Eyes of Death Perception, as they said that was one of the more powerful ones, because of course, and that's a reference to Shiki's Mystic Eyes.
Yeah, I remember. I actually mentioned that when I was doing it, because I was like, I know she has them, because, well, for one, I was like, it's her Noble Phantasm in Fate Grand Order, and I remember we were talking about it during the podcast when Lord Elmaloy was on, how you were talking about how that's a reference to Shiki because she has them.
Yep.
So I brought it up. Yeah, I know she has them. So, it's not a surprise for me, for those of you watching.
Yep. It's all the grand Nasu cinematic universe that we're involved now with. But, yeah. I haven't finished Kara no Kyokai. I think I'm on episode 8, so I still need to go finish it myself, but I liked it. I really liked it. I liked it probably better than Tsukihime. But
which one's that one?
Tsukihime is Melty Blood. That's the one with Arcade.
Okay.
Yeah. And all of them. So, Tsukihime focuses more on the supernatural stuff. So that's more werewolves and vampires. And the church is more is about that one, versus Fate. Even though Fate does have the church, but it's more, let's be honest, it's more so the Mages Association. That's more Fate stuff. But in Tsukihime, it's the church. Ironically enough, in Melty Blood, Shiki and her brother are actually playable characters in the fighting game.
Oh yeah,
in the Tsukihime fighting game, Melty Blood. Yeah, they're both in there.
Nice.
Yeah. Because that's before I started seeing Kara no Kyokai. I learned about Kara no Kyokai through FGO. I had no idea, And then I was like, wait a minute, I've seen them before. And then I go and I pull it up, and I'm like, yeah, they're in the fighting game. I've seen Shiki before, and yeah. So,
nice.
I think it was like Melty Blood 3. They put them in there, and they were just, you could consider them guest characters, honestly, but yeah. But, yeah, and when it comes to the grand scheme of things, it's all the Nasu cinematic universe, so they're all happening concurrently too. So,
yeah,
I think if you were to put it on a timeline, though, I would say that it's occurring after whatever timeline you want to follow in Fate Stay Night. So Fate Stay Night occurs, and then a couple years after that, Kado Kyokai occurs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that why that city is abandoned?
Possibly, yeah.
Because of the Holy Grail War?
Possibly.
Because I know it looked trashed.
Yeah, they got tired of it getting nuked all the time.
Yeah.
And that also explains, too, why Shido's classmate is older as well. So
Yeah. Why she's not in school.
Yeah, she gets nuked all the time. And all the storylines, she gets nuked.
Really?
Yeah. More or less. But yeah. So yeah. I say stick with it. Definitely knock it out. They're good watches. And again, it's not as heavy hitting as like Detective Waver does in terms of world building, but it does teach you a lot.
Yeah.
And I recommend definitely having it done by the time we get the rerun, because you'll have such an appreciation for all the nods and stuff. So one of the currencies that for the item shop is actually Haagen-Dazs.
Oh, the ice cream?
Yeah.
Strawberry?
Strawberry ice cream.
Okay.
So
that was that was the first thing I said. I was like, how do you not like ice cream? Because she's like, I don't like ice cream.
Yeah, she's
how?
She's moody.
How do you not like ice cream?
She's just moody. But yeah. We call her Moody Maya Sakamoto.
Moody Sakamoto. Oh,
Yeah,
right,
Moody.
because of the voice actors.
Yeah, Moody. Maya Sakamoto also was Aegis in Persona 3. The best toaster.
Best toaster. What is that a reference to?
Because she's obsessed with toasters. She sees a toaster operating, and she's just all like, yeah, I can function as the best kind of a toaster.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, Maya Sakamoto is a gem. Protect that woman.
So yeah, like I said, I'm only on episode 2. I'm probably not going to finish by Halloween, but I will continue it. I'll probably finish by the first or second week of November.
There you go. Sounds good.
So definitely way before the rerun of, on FGO.
Yeah, because that's not going to happen until next year. Next year, it was a complaint that they said that there was not really a whole lot of original events. In the third year, it was a lot of reruns. But, I mean, that's a good thing. Because that means less whaling.
Yeah. Well, not for me, because I missed most of the first runs.
Oh.
So
Really?
I'll be like, oh, this like, I want to get this one. Because I still need to get Cleopatra. I still need to get Musashi, who I'm not getting this time around.
New Year's.
It seems like Sabers and most Lancers don't like me.
Well, you're going to be able to put the Lancer one to the test when it comes to Areshkigal, so for Christmas.
And Assassins. Even though I did get Osakabe Hime.
You did?
I did get her. Remember I showed you that all the stuff I got from that one roll. It was her, Carmilla.
Oh, you got all the Assassins.
Who else did I get? Because I remember I had one more.
Did you get Shinsen? Shinjuku Assassin?
I got him.
Shinsen?
When did I get... Oh. When I was trying to get the Summer Servants, I ended up getting him. Oh yeah, I got Osakabe Hime, I got Fran, and I got Carmilla.
Nice.
And then I got the craft essences.
Nice.
I think all 3 of them.
Good.
So yeah, that was... It was funny because I got Osakabe Hime, Carmilla, and Fran in one roll.
Amazing. That luck. There you see, luck happens. You guys gotta just believe.
Unless it's Musashi, and then just don't even try.
You know, hey, you're preaching to the choir, man. It took me both banners to get Musashi, and
I remember when you were talking about it. Yeah,
she just didn't want to come. You know, she's stubborn. Yeah.
I've got udon.
You need more. Get more udon.
Should I throw a burger in there?
Yes. Put a burger in the udon. That'll figure her out.
Yeah. Put it in the Holy Grail.
Well, you cook the udon in the grail. That's how.
Yeah.
Are you gonna roll for Ishtar?
When is she going in?
Ooh, in about 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind a MP2.
Oh man, now especially now that we're doing this Babylonia event, that really throws the timing off.
I wonder what they're doing for that. Are they just going to have all the servants from the show in the banner?
Yeah. So,
so that means they're going to.
So that means you're going to get 2 chances for Ishtar. Yeah, because that banner has Enkidu, Ishtar, Anna, Medusa Lily, Castor Gil, and then Jaguar Man.
No Quetzalcoatl?
No.
Urgh.
Because Quetz is always in.
I wouldn't mind a rate up.
Well, she might be on there for one of the days. She's just it's not going to be front and apparent. But Ishtar's the big draw because Ishtar's limited.
Right.
But that's really strange. Well, then I haven't even looked at the details, so we should really look at the details. Maybe offline we'll go over and review the details.
Maybe.
But yeah, at least on the Japanese side, that's what they did.
Okay.
But that's a good question. I don't remember if Lukoa was on there. I honestly don't recall. We're gonna have to look. Because I remember that the big thing was Ishtar was front and center, and then on the opposite side was Enkidu. So they had their 2 5-stars that were there because Lukoa has always been in the rotation,
right.
Because she's always in there. She's just always in there. But I mean, she could just have a day to herself when they're rotating the 5-stars like every 48 hours or 24 hours. So I'm not saying that she's not in there. It's just she wasn't advertised. But we'll find out. We will find out. I mean, I wouldn't. See, that's the other thing too is that Ishtar is about to come back for the Christmas rerun. The Jolter Lily, she's the banner servant. So that she's going to get 2 rapes in the same month? That's crazy. It could even be on the same at the same time.
Wow. 2 chances.
Yeah, it could be 2 chances. But then again, what did it say? It's going to go till November 13th or something, or November 7th. We just saw
like the 13th or so. Okay. I think it was like the second week.
Okay. We'll investigate. If it's like that, that would tell me that this Babylonia anime is going to run, and then when it ends, then it's going to switch over to the Christmas rerun. We're supposed to get a King Hassan banner for a downloads milestone, but I don't think we hit that. So my conspiracy theory is Gramps might be our Thanksgiving servant.
Okay.
He might be our Thanksgiving banner, because I don't think we've hit the download milestone.
Then maybe I'll wait for him.
Yeah, it
Then again, I've already got good assessment.
Yeah, we'll talk offline.
I gotta think about it.
We'll talk offline and weigh your options.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot going on. That's why I get to breathe a sigh of relief. I don't need none of them. I'm in the clear until the end of November. No, not even the end of November, until December. And then I get to roll for Cthulhu Loli.
Oh, yeah.
How do you want to talk about sea slugs? How do you feel about lolis with tentacles?
I feel like that should be censored.
Actually, now that I think about it, both of the foreigners have tentacles.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because Hokusai has her dad is the octopus. So both of them are tentacles. Pick up one. You might not need both. But pick up one of them because you're going to need them. You're going to need at least one.
They're both
five-star? Yes, they are both 5-star. And they're both foreigner. Because the next foreigner is not going to be until summertime. And that foreigner is a 4-star. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I still need a ruler.
I was going to say next year is free. You get free Lukoa. Free Christmas Lukoa. But that's a whole year from now.
Yeah, but I want Rider Lukoa.
But all Lukoas are good Lukoas.
Yeah, but I want the original one first.
Fair enough.
Or, well, I guess it doesn't matter which one I get first, as long as I got one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What is she in the Christmas one?
She's the welfare. She's the freebie.
No, I mean class.
Ruler.
Oh, she's a ruler?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's the one where she's dressed like Carnival in Brazil. Yeah. They said she looks like Ho-Oh given the Bowsette crown.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still use her to this day too. AoE Noble Phantasm. Yeah. And she has a like party attack up buff. It's great. I love Christmas Lucoa.
Well, Standard has attack up as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Party.
Yeah.
I know because I use her all the time when you have her up there.
Which is all the time. I never take her down.
Yeah.
Because everyone else always has their AoE like Drake because it's to farm doors. So I'm different. I just keep my Lucoa turned. I don't want to put my mate altar either, so everyone gets Lucoa. Your giant Mexican Onei-chan will take care of you. Mm-hmm. So, but anyways,
I appreciate it. I use it.
Good, thank you. So yeah, Kado no Kyokai.
I'm enjoying it so far. So
good. So yeah, I'll probably take you up on that at some point. I'm going to finish it because I know it's on Amazon.
Because I know somebody told me an order to watch it in, like not just 1 through 8 and stuff, but he actually told me, in his opinion, the best order to watch it in. Well, Chapter 2 has 106 views, so that's good for Kado no Kyokai. Okay. He says movies 1 through 7, epilogue, movie 8, and then extra chorus OVA.
There you go. So there is a method to the madness.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I gotta get the epilogue and the OVA.
All right.
Because I have 1 through 8.
All right. Well, then we might come back on, so that we might not wait until next Halloween to talk about this. But yeah.
You said it was on Hulu, right?
Amazon. Amazon Prime. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it free?
Yeah. If you have Amazon Prime, yeah.
I do. Yeah.
And it's on Crunchyroll. It was on Amazon Prime first, but then for the anniversary, because it was the 10-year anniversary, they put it on Crunchyroll as well.
So I might check Crunchyroll too then, because I have an account with them too.
Okay. Yeah. It's available.
Okay.
Right.
I think I might start doing like 2 episodes at a time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Just knock it out. Alright. I only have one more thing for Spooky, and then we're going to set you guys free.
Spooky.
So, I was like, Roman, we got to do Resident Evil. We have to do... Nothing has, like, been more overplayed, oversaturated in survival and horror and spooky.
And I was like, do we really have to? No.
Yes! Because without Resident Evil, we wouldn't have Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry is the greatest franchise that's ever been video gamed. So, I remember I was in middle school when the first one dropped. And I had a friend who just was like ranting and raving about it. And he had his Game Pro magazine. And I used to read that Game Pro left to right, cover to cover. And it was like, I actually played the game and I was like, this is not what I thought I was going to play like. I actually started with Resident Evil 2. I never even played Resident Evil 1. I don't even think to this day I've ever played Resident Evil 1. And really? I haven't even played Resident Evil 1 remake, like the HD.
Right.
Never even played it. And it was on PS Plus. And I never played the original. I started with 2.
Wow. But I think that's the same with... No, I played a little bit of 1.
Yeah, I never played 1. I started with 2.
Or maybe I watched my cousin play 1. And then I played 2. I think that's how it was. Yeah. I watched my cousin play number 1.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and obviously, you follow the lore. Resident Evil was just a remake of Sweet Home from the NES.
Is it?
Yeah. Yep. It was awesome. It was that one was an RPG based off that. Should have watched that. I mean, well, people have memed it already because they've discovered that Resident Evil was a unofficial sequel to Sweet Home. So people have actually gone back and played the NES game, and then some YouTubers have even gone back and watched the horror movie Sweet Home. So you can find all those reviews because there's a bunch of Resident Evil fanboys out there. So they've done all that history. So check any of those videos out. And then that's why they actually incorporated some of the elements from the NES game, like the door opening, which is actually just a loading screen.
Right.
That was actually from Sweet Home.
Okay.
So the camera would go in and just show like the door opening or the stairs being climbed on. That's where they pulled that from.
Okay.
It used actually the same kind of technique that Square did with Final Fantasy VII, which was they had the pre-rendered graphics. Like, so they made all the map, like everything you see on the map.
Yeah.
And then they kind of like superimposed things. Like you would have like the shiny object, which would be the only interactable in the environment. They kind of like superimposed that over the pre-rendered background. And then you saw that with like Final Fantasy VII, where it's like, man, the Midgar slums, they look so great. And then Cloud looks like crap. You know, he looks like a blocky mess. But man, that hut looks amazing. Yeah. So they did all that. Pre-rendered backgrounds, and then the characters were running around. So that's what Resident Evil did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I played too. I beat Leon A, Claire A, and Claire B on one weekend. I rented it from Blockbuster. So I was very proud of myself.
For those who don't know, Blockbuster is a store where you can go in and rent movies and video games.
Imagine Redbox, but instead of it all being in a machine, it was an entire store.
Yes.
And you needed your parents' membership.
You did. You know there's still one left.
Yeah. I keep hearing about it. It's like in Washington, I think, right? Or it's Canada?
I think it's in the United States. I think it's in Washington.
Yeah, this might be the one I heard in Washington then.
But yeah, they have to go out and buy movies to put into the store because they don't get anything new.
Man.
So they got to buy them and then put them on the shelves for you to rent.
Man. I heard that it does exist in some capacity, but it's all online?
Yeah.
Like it's a streaming service, more or less?
Kind of like how... I think it started off kind of like how Netflix was with the DVDs. Mm-hmm. And then I think it just moved on to streaming.
Yeah. So it does exist, but the physical store, the brick and mortar store is just, that's it. The last one.
I missed weekends going to like Blockbuster, be like, what movies are we going to get? What games are we going to get?
Yep.
To spend the weekend watching them.
Yep. You might be a 90s kid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was, yeah.
I actually got my copy of King of the Monsters. That fighting game with the generic giant kaiju. We had kept it for like 3 months. And instead of just paying the late fees, my grandfather just bought it.
Nice. Yeah, that good investment.
I mean, it was. We played it every day.
Roman's big into Godzilla, if you guys didn't know.
I am. I still need to buy the new movie, even though it did upset me a little bit.
Aw. They kept saying that Mothra was best waifu.
Mothra?
Yeah, best waifu.
You could say that.
I haven't seen. I have no real desire to see it. I don't know. The whole monsters trashing things. I'm not big into disaster movies to begin with.
The thing that upset me was, I don't know if you heard the complaint about the last movie. About how, not like the one that just came out, but the one from 2014.
Okay.
Where they complained that they were constantly cutting away from the action.
Okay.
Like they would show them getting ready to fight, and then they'd cut to after the fight, and it'd be on TV. They kind of did that in this movie, where instead of like them cutting away after the fight is going on, but they're focusing on the humans, and you get to see the fight in the background. Like, I don't care about these stupid humans. Get back to Godzilla and King Ghidorah beating the crap out of each other. That's what I want to see. I don't care about this dad trying to work his way back into his wife and kid's life. Forget him. He sucks. Let me see Mothra fight Rodan.
What was the title again for the most recent one? It was King of the Monsters.
King of the Monsters, okay. Yes. All right. And then next year comes Godzilla vs. King Kong.
That's finally happening.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've been planning it since the first movie came out.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it was at Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, Kong Skull Island, which did pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Another complaint that people have about the Godzilla movies is all the fights take place in dark areas. Like it's always dark. People don't like that. They like Kong because everything took place like in the day, and you can see stuff. So we're kind of hoping, at least other people are kind of hoping that happens for the Kong versus Godzilla movie, where a fight takes place during the day. But it's also kind of speculated that they're going to fight, and then maybe King Ghidorah will show up again, and then they'll team up to take him down, and then go on their way. But I've also heard that there's going to be a clear winner to the fight between the two. So,
okay, drama on the Godzilla front.
And all I gotta say is, if Godzilla doesn't rip King Kong's head off and breathe fire down the throat, then the American Godzilla movies are dead to me.
A little biased. Roman might be a little biased.
I'm not a little.
How does it make you feel to know that the King Kong Godzilla cinematic universe outlasted the DC universe?
Oh, great.
Yeah. Yeah, because they canceled the DC universe. DC universe is dead in the water.
Pretty much.
Even though they make references, they haven't given up on that stuff. But yeah, yeah.
All I know is if this movie does well, then I think Toho, I think is the company that owns Godzilla, is willing to do more in the U.S.
Okay, there you go.
So
2 things are on the chopping block: Roman's reaction videos and Godzilla movies. You guys got to go support them.
Yes.
So remember, if the Godzilla movie doesn't get more than 50 views, Roman's gonna chop.
It's getting cut. Just like King Ghidorah's head.
Oh, spoiler! Spoiler!
I could be talking about Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, a 1991 movie.
Okay, there you go. You showed me.
I mean, you're talking to a Godzilla fan here.
Yeah,
I know the movies.
No, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying. You know what they do sound better? They sound better than the Resident Evil movies. Oh, see what I did there? I brought it back.
We did bring it back.
I brought it back.
It was a good thing too, because we were getting way off.
You know, I saw the first one with Mila Jovovich. I saw Apocalypse. So because Nemesis is my favorite Resident Evil game, and I didn't buy Resident Evil 2 remake. I actually played my brother's copy, but I promise to everyone that's listening to this and everyone that may listen to this in the foreseeable future, if they make Resident Evil Nemesis remake, which the rumor is they're going to, I will buy that collector's edition. I will spend my money on Nemesis remake collector's edition.
And it better come with a really cool Nemesis statue.
There you go. Because did the other one come with the statue? I don't know if the RE2 came with. I don't even know what the RE2 came with. And I think that's what he got too. My brother got the collector's edition. I know that it came with like a bunch of DLC and
I'm going to my phone for that. Let me go over here and I'll look it up.
No worries. Nemesis, funny enough, was in both Marvel vs. Capcoms too. He was in Ultimate. He debuted in Ultimate, and they brought him back for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. So funny. Yeah. And then on top of that too, at Games Done Quick Express, the one they did at TwitchCon about a month ago now, that was like my favorite run. I love the Nemesis run. And he did the all bosses run too. So, like I said, Nemesis by far is probably my favorite. And yeah, it's just because I think I love the randomness to it. Just that no playthrough was ever the same.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that. It was novel. It was new. It was like in the past, all the replay value you got was just doing the alternate playthrough. So either do Chris or Jill or do Leon or Claire. And with this one, it was like, nah, every time you play, it's just going to be something new. Because even if you did pick a different character, the enemy placements were all still the same. There was not a huge amount of variation to it. So they also pulled from Dino Crisis. They pulled how the enemies can follow you from room to room, which was kind of funny. But, yeah. Who was I watching? I was watching Aris. He was playing Dino Crisis one night, and I was kind of he couldn't figure out how to escape from the T-Rex. So it's like, oh, come on, Aris, you're better than this. Dino Crisis also was another good one, too. From Mikami and all of them. From Shinji Mikami.
Yeah.
So
it's a game I haven't played. I never played any of them. Then I also had never played Parasite Eve, though.
Man.
I missed out on a lot of really good games from the PlayStation.
Maybe that's something we should have talked about for Halloween. Parasite Eve. Oh, man. So there was a time, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, where Capcom and Square ruled the world. We called it the 90s.
Yes.
And in the 90s, Capcom and Square could do no wrong. Not like what we got today in the modern days, where it's just kind of like, don't you screw this up. Back then, in the 90s, they were it, man. They were the top. And then every now and then, Konami would show up like they were like Kramer in Seinfeld. They just kind of popped in like, hey, what's up, everybody? Then they, everyone applauded and cheered. And then Konami went to the fridge, pulled out a beer, said a joke. It's like, all right, gotta go. And then they left. That was their cameo for the episode. We called those Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Metal Gear Solid. Those were the two times in the 90s when Konami decided to show up to the party. Oh, it's Suikoden. Suikoden, if you say it like that, too. So, and Vandal Hearts. So there was a couple of times in the 90s when Konami showed up, when Konami came to the party, but for the most part, it was the Capcom and Square show.
Vandal Hearts is great.
When Konami wants to do it, Konami can do it, too, but like I said, very rare. And yeah, they just had the survival horror hits. They kept cranking them out. RE1, 2, 3, Dino Crisis. Man, they were on it.
Okay, so the Resident Evil 2 Collector's Edition did come with a statue of Leon.
Okay, there you go.
And looks like Raccoon Police Station.
Oh, diorama?
Yeah.
Nice.
Plus a collector's art book.
Yeah, of course. The police box.
The police box.
Yeah.
Digital soundtrack.
Yep.
Deluxe Edition DLC pack.
Yeah. So the soundtrack is funny because you can swap the music for the original PlayStation 1 music, and it actually played in all the same areas.
Oh, nice.
So that was a pretty nice touch. I think also, I don't know if it was, I think it was just for the Collector's Edition. One of the costumes you can pick was actually the PS1 rendered, like, blocky characters. And at, was it GDQ? I think it was SGDQ. They actually made them play in those costumes. Oh, and you could apply it to both Leon and Claire. So it's all this super high-tech PS4 graphics, and then they are with PS1 resolution.
Wow.
It was pretty fun. And unfortunately, I don't think it applied to Ada or Sherry, but yeah. Yeah. It would have been funny to see, like, just PS1. Which was always funny, too. It's always struck me as weird or odd that Raccoon City is supposedly a major American city, yet Sherry was dressed like a Japanese schoolgirl in the sailor outfit.
Yeah.
I don't know. That always just kind of struck me as odd. But yeah, so the movies, though, with Mila Jovovich, I was not big until the first one. I actually ragged on it pretty bad. My cousin got super annoyed with it. He's like, it's not that bad.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. But the second one was a lot better. I actually told him that, too. I was all like, I liked the second one a lot more. There's still a lot of things wrong with it, but... Wow. Premium Edition Resident Evil 2 Remake comes with a typewriter and ink ribbons.
Yep.
Wow. So... Capcom...
And everything else from the Collector's Edition.
Yeah. Capcom has gone insane with some of these premium editions. So, and we're going to get to Devil May Cry because you would not have Devil May Cry without Resident Evil. That's the natural resolution. Or, evolution.
Yeah.
Revolution. Evolution. But for the Devil May Cry 5, like, super premium top god edition, they actually gave you the leather trench coats of Dante, V, and Nero. And believe me, if I had $6,000 lying around, I would have bought it.
$6,000?
$6,000. It's like Dante's actual like leather coat.
Okay, well, I guess it's kind of worth it.
Yeah. Well, in Resident Evil 6, they had the same thing, but it was Leon's coat.
His jacket?
Yeah, his jacket.
Okay.
So they've been doing this for a minute, but yeah, it's not a whole lot of these are floating around there, and they are legit pricey. I don't even know what's the quality. I've never actually seen anybody that was fortunate at.
It was a leather jacket, right?
Mm-hmm.
For how much was it?
Like $6,000.
They better have just killed a cow,
right?
And made that in house.
Yep.
For it to be $6,000,
and it better be able to flap in the wind like he keeps doing it. He just tosses it back and it just flaps all. Like leather is typically stiff, so you're not really flapping it like. But yeah.
Yeah. I used to have a huge leather trench coat.
Oh yeah.
They're pretty heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the point. It's meant to be stiff and block rain,
Mm-hmm.
But when he does, it's all flying and flourishing around. Yeah. So.
I mean, when you're a badass.
Absolutely. Oh man. So, Devil May Cry came. You heard about the urban legend or urban myth of Devil May Cry?
I think you've brought it up before. Previous podcasts.
Devil May Cry 1 was basically supposed to be Resident Evil 4, and it was supposed to be Leon goes to this castle and discovers like a stone that basically gives him the powers of Dante. And so when they were writing this, they kind of took a step back and they were like, guys, this really doesn't sound like Resident Evil at all anymore, the way that we're doing this.
Is that why Dante kind of looks like Leon?
Roman got it. Roman gets it. Roman gets it. Yep. And then on top of that, it gets even more crazier because when you play actual Resident Evil 4, the game that they gave us, you see a lot of the elements.
Right.
Like, there's a whole portion that takes place in a castle, like Devil May Cry 1 did. You see a lot of, like, the action elements, too. How he can run up and, like, melee, or he can shoot. You can shoot things in midair. A lot of action-y scenes that happen. Yeah. And then there's, like, an actual, like, knife fight, so it's not, like, swords like Dante, but you get the knife. Yeah. So you can still see elements that they retained from what would have been Devil May Cry in Resident Evil 4. Right. So, yeah, you can definitely see it. But yeah, it just Devil May Cry was just meant to be absurd. It was meant to be ridiculous. It was meant to be over the top. They didn't really know that they had a hit on their hands, and they actually changed it too. Because if you played the Resident Evil or the Devil May Cry demo that came out on Resident Evil Code Veronica for PS2,
right,
and then you played the finalized game, they made so many changes. They increased like Dante's resolution, gave him the free-flowing trench coat and all that. They really changed it up. And what they did in terms of like his evolution as a character, from like the first game, he was kind of like douchey, but then in like Devil May Cry, started with 3, obviously, where they really made him super cocky, and then 4 and 5, you can definitely see the evolution. When it came to 3, though, so they did 2, and we don't really talk about 2, because it was just super broken. Like, you really didn't need to melee anything. You could just gunplay everything, and just get through all of everything, the whole game. It just kind of lost its luster, for lack of a better term. But for 3, they actually went out and got the director from The Returner, and he does a bunch of Japanese action films. And that's when you start having Dante like drive the motorcycle up the side of the building and the stuff like that. And then they went full on Dante's Inferno because they brought the 7 layers of hell, and they brought in his brother Virgil because in Dante's Inferno his brother is named Virgil. So they just went full on. And again, I love Virgil more than Dante. Like, straight up. I know I named my cat Dante, as he's sleeping on my couch. But Virgil is my boy. Virgil is hands down my boy. I think I went with Dante, though, because Dante is the main character, and if we don't have Dante, we have no Virgil. But Virgil is probably my main character. I still don't understand to this day how he ever lost. This is the guy who trained every day, followed his father's words to the T. He defeated so many rivals, so many opponents on his own. He was so focused and determined, motivated, and he lost. So there's a meme going around that the reason why Virgil lost is because Dante has the demonic virgin powers. And obviously, Virgil being Nero's dad, spoiler, it nerfed him.
Well, that explains why he has silver hair.
Yeah, but we don't talk about
and
Nero.
why he needs to rely on Dante.
Yeah, Virgil lost because he doesn't believe in the power of love and friendship. You know, the Farfanuget. Something
just abandons his children.
Yeah. Well, fixed his arm for him. Ha ha!
All right, don't say I never gave you anything. Get out of here.
No. Yeah, no, Virgil is definitely the superior, but it's just rather unfortunate that here we are. Yeah. And I actually, funny enough, I made that post earlier today. I was like, hasn't Devil May Cry 5 won Game of the Year already? What are we waiting for? Just give it to him already. God. Jeez, you guys. What are you guys going to give it to? Borderlands 3?
Maybe.
Yeah. And then in that meme, the same meme that I shared, they conveniently left out Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. You were like, where's Kingdom Hearts 3?
Waka Waka! Devil May Cry 5 was on it.
I still need to play the other Kingdom Hearts games.
You know, Kingdom Hearts came out at that time where it was in between Devil May Cry 2 and 3. And it was fun, I'm not going to lie. It was fun gameplay-wise. The story is obviously very convoluted. But from a gameplay standpoint, I liked it. But I liked Devil May Cry because it represented an evolution of the beat-em-up genre. So, I don't know how you felt about it, but, you know, when I was growing up, played a lot of, like, Double Dragon, a lot of Battletoads, even though we didn't get too far on Battletoads, because it's Battletoads. Then came, like, Dynasty Warriors on PlayStation 2, and then became Devil May Cry with Hack and Slash, and it was so great that Devil May Cry revolutionized beat 'em ups that Ninja Gaiden came and ripped it off. Like Itagaki came and he's just like, yeah, there's a certain dude in a red trench coat that thinks he's Billy Badass, so we're gonna show him what's what. And then they made the Ninja Gaiden franchise, the remake, that started with the Xbox, and now it's on PlayStation and all that. They did that because they ripped the formula from Devil May Cry. That's how influential it was. And then Ninja Gaiden came out and it was like selling Xboxes, like OG Xboxes. It was like, oh yeah, did you guys play Ninja Gaiden? And then Ninja Gaiden Black, oh yeah, you know. It's like Devil May Cry. It's like PlayStation had Devil May Cry and Xbox had Ninja Gaiden. And it was like they saw the formula, they ripped it off, and history was made.
3 games, isn't it?
Which one?
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah. For the new, like, modern age trilogy, it was 3 games, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Devil May Cry beats it.
Oh, I agree. I agree. And let me tell you something, too. There were so many salty fanboys when Death Battle did Dante versus Bayonetta.
Oh, God. I was happy.
Yeah, I'm the same thing. And here's the thing, too. I love Bayonetta. You know, again, it's all the same thing, so why would I not like Bayonetta?
Right.
But I also, personally, just have this thing where you gotta respect your elders. You know, and it's like, when you tell me, it's like, well, what about the newfangled thing? And I'm be like, nah, dude, it's just not as good as the original. Not as good as the original. And even if we were, like, to take away my seniority bias out of the equation, as soon as they said Bayonetta is a human, it's over. That's a wrap. You know? Dante, only reason why he has a health bar is because of gameplay.
Right.
You know? But if you see all the cutscenes, you see everything he goes with, he's immortal. He could be impaled, set on fire, drowned, all of that, he shrugs it off. Bayonetta can step on him all day and throw him into the mouths of demons and all that. He's gonna just walk away from it. It's not happening. And I'm sorry, but, you know, what does she say? You don't fuck with a witch, but sorry. At the end,
he came out on top.
At the end of the day, you know, who's your daddy? Just saying.
All right, you didn't meet him.
Yeah, just saying. So hashtag Sons of Sparta. There's my Virgil right there. That was from Evo. So they were handing those out, and then there's on the other side of that stick right there.
Right.
There's a salt packet. So you shake and it's just the salt.
Oh.
so in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Dante and Virgil have the Helm Splitter, which is basically their midair attack. So when you hold attack and down, they basically just come crashing down and they just kind of like slam the sword on the ground. So it's basically like it's a midair combo ender. So you launch him, you're doing your combo, you're like square, 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 and then you come back down. So that's what he's doing. He's doing the Helm Breaker.
Okay.
So, yeah. And funny enough, Virgil and Dante do share a lot of moves, but then they also have very different movesets too. So, because that's also kind of what a reference to how they were in Devil May Cry 3. where Virgil was just a reskin of Dante, but he had a couple of different unique moves to him. So, funny enough, too, Virgil also inspired my favorite guy in Sengoku Basara, Mitsunari. So it's the same team. Team Devil May Cry, which also used to be Team Resident Evil, went and made the Sengoku Basara franchise, and then they gave my boy Mitsunari Virgil's moveset, and I'm like, well, I'm a Mitsunari fan now. So, I'm a sucker for the whole katana in a sheath thing, you know? So, yeah. I told you, man, when it comes to Devil May Cry and spin-off Resident Evil, I can go on for hours.
You definitely could.
And I told Roman too that I don't really take survival horror, or anything too serious because it's hard to get scared when you have a shotgun. And I think I always appreciated the more actiony elements to these games. That's why, again, I think I took to Devil May Cry so much. But when they finally did go more action with like 4, 5, and 6, it was like 4 was like everyone loved 4, but then 5 it seemed like everyone was just kind of like eh, and then 6 no one bought it.
6 is the one with Chris, right?
Yeah,
Where
Chris
he's in
and
Africa?
Leon. No, that's 5.
Yeah, that's what I said. 5.
Yeah, that's 5. Okay. 6 is the one where they went to China.
Where they went to China.
Yeah, with Wesker's son, Chris and Leon.
And that was before they rebooted it?
Yes.
Okay. Which they don't think they've made a sequel to.
To 6?
No, to the Biohazard that came out. The
remake?
one.
RE2 remake?
No. The one where they were in that house.
Oh, 7. That's 7.
Is that 7?
That's 7, yeah. Yeah.
Where you're trying to get your wife back?
Yeah, that's 7.
I know it's just called Biohazard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's they make a reference to like Chris Redfield like at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. I still don't understand what's the grand scheme, of all of that. I think there's something about trying to rebuild the Umbrella Company, I think. Something. I couldn't tell you.
Right. I just remember watching Kizuna Ai's gameplays and her saying that her wife was yandere.
Amazing. I should probably go check that out. Kizuna Ai plays RE7.
Yeah.
That's great. Kizuna Ai should play Devil May Cry. Just saying. Oh, man. So, funny enough, and I keep telling this to everybody, that I brought this up at the Halloween party as well. It's like, guys, I have never, to this day, and I'm proud of myself, I have never heard the opening to Kingdom Hearts 3, the Hikaru Utada song, and I believe she did it with Skrillex.
Did she?
Because Hikaru Utada's always done all the openings for Kingdom Hearts like 1 and 2.
Right.
And she came back to do it again for 3. Haven't heard it. I don't know what it sounds like. I don't know anything about it. I really don't have a desire to. If someone were to play it, then I'd probably listen to it, but someone would have to come and like force me to watch it. However, I have listened to Devil Trigger on 10-hour loop twice. So
20 hours?
Yes. Of Bang Bang Bang, Pull My Devil Trigger. Oh, I love that song. It's Nero's battle theme too, so that tells you something. I'm listening to Nero's theme. Oh man. Wow. Devil May Cry 5, Dante gets a cowboy hat, and the cowboy hat kind of like turns into different weapons. But when he first gets it, he goes into the whole Michael Jackson dance.
The moonwalk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's like this nerd, and I'm just like, yeah. But you know what? He treats Whammon with respect. Okay, so that's why they can't dump on Dante because everybody always wants to like say like, oh look, he's so trash and all that. It's like no, but they can't because Dante actually gets his ass kicked by every single woman he meets. There hasn't been a single woman in a Devil May Cry game that hasn't kicked his ass. It's just he bucks the trend, It's all like, look at Mario, he's always rescuing Princess Peach. Ah!
Yeah.
And then it's all like you can't make that argument in Devil May Cry. All the women are capable in Devil May Cry. All of the women can fight. All of the women can carry themselves. And then Dante's just like, eh. And then even when Dante tries to mac on other females, he just gets shot down. So, that's why he's so OP, is the rampant virgin energy. So, I love my boy Dante. Oh man,
he's great.
He is fantastic. So, yeah, and what's funny is that in the first Devil May Cry game, there actually is some slight horror elements to it, because, they bust through, like, the doors and all that, and, like, the Inferno, the spider boss, he's literally molten lava and all of that, and it's somewhat spooky. Nightmare is also creepy as hell, right, because you have to keep the lights turned on, or else he becomes just this giant ooze that tries to eat you alive, and if he does actually grab you, you have to go into a mini boss battle, which is actually a full-on boss fight of a previously defeated boss.
Wow.
It can get spooky at times. But yeah, as the series progressed, it traded in the horror elements for more like over-the-top ridiculous boss fights. Oh, and that's also why God of War came along too and tried to rip him off too. Even God of War saw Devil May Cry and they're like, you know what, we're ripping him off. Jaffe said the same thing too. He's like, yeah, we're just going to steal Dante. So, and, Kratos, though, is like such an American interpretation of Dante. Bald, muscular, grunts. American interpretation of a ancient Greek guy.
God of War is awesome, so.
I've never played it. I've seen people play it. And when, I was working at GameStop when God of War 3 dropped, for instance, and all I did was I just was like, you know what? God of War 3, boss kills. Okay, I've seen it. That's what I know. I haven't done that for 4, though. I have not done that for God of War 4.
That's the new one, right?
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Yeah.
New one.
They won Game of the Year from the VGAs last year, though. So
I still need. There's so many games I need to catch up on.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of them. I wanted to get that.
And it sucks for you, too, because it's also very cinematic up here, or this time.
Yeah.
Like, it's more like less action and more story.
That's fine with me. I'm cool with a story movie.
A lot of cutscenes you got to sit through. So, but hey, yeah, if you're down with it. Unlike Devil May Cry 5, which seems to be the opposite, it's like less story, more action.
Just give them action.
Yeah. So,
to kill things.
Yeah, just hack and slash.
Corrupt the youth of America.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. They said earlier this year that they didn't even last too long. Like, the game dropped, and I think by, summertime. So when did it come out? April? And so then by, July, they said, yeah, we already broke up the Devil May Cry dev team. They're all working on other projects and whatnot. It's like, ah! They didn't even give us Virgil DLC.
Wow.
It was like, where's the Virgil mode? It's like, we have V, we have Nero, we have Dante, but there's no Don. It was like, come on. And I was like, I will pay you $9.99. Just give me Virgil.
Not important enough.
No, I think that they're going to probably do it next year. So I think that they'll.
Got everybody else in there. They got to do a Virgil.
Yeah, I think that might be their announcement at E3 next year. They'll be like, by the way, I think that right now they did it because they wanted them to work on Monster Hunter, the Iceborne expansion,
right?
Or Frostborn or whatever it was called. So I do believe it that they were like, all right, it's done. Don't get out. Everyone go work on Monster Hunter. We got to get that out now. So I believe it. But I hope that they come back and they give us that. At least that. And then they can go get started on Devil May Cry 6. But then again, Capcom is notorious because they said the same thing. They were like, oh, well, we'll see how RE2 remake sells. And if that's the case, we might do another remake. And then I think Maximilian said it that they're going to do Nemesis, or someone he knows says they're going to do Nemesis because they want all the Resident Evils to be working off of their proprietary game engine, which is the NT Framework engine. Okay. NT Framework is like Lost Planet runs on it, Street Fighter runs on it, Monster Hunter runs on it. It's their proprietary engine.
Their in-house engine?
Yeah, and they said that they wanted their goal was to get all of the Resident Evils to be running on the engine. So Nemesis, I believe, is the only one that's left. So they said that that's what they want, and I believe it. I think, and I want to say that Nemesis might be their most popular Resident Evil too, but probably not. I think 4, 4 probably. I'd say 4.
Veronica.
Someone made that joke actually at the GDQ at GDQX one of the dudes on the couch, he's all like, "Oh, that game sucks," and everyone was like, "Oh, you!" Yeah, they gave him crap for it. I don't know. I never really played Code Veronica a whole lot.
I don't know. That was a GameCube, wasn't it?
Dreamcast,
Dreamcast,
and then later on PS2.
Okay.
Yeah, because no, I don't have it. I have Dead Aim. I thought I had Code Veronica. Interesting. I know I have Nemesis and I have Dino Crisis. Oh, and I have 5. I have Gold Edition. So I've bought Resident Evil 5 twice. I bought it on 360, and then when Gold came in, I just traded it and got Gold on PS3.
Nice.
So, but yeah, 5 was good. I really love Mercenaries on 5. So I always used Sheva. I liked Sheva. Sheva was good because Sheva had sniper rifle and the bow, I believe. Yeah. So Sheva was dope.
Cool.
But I'm out of breath, so I'm gonna call it there. I don't know. You talk. You tell us. You tell us what your thoughts are.
To be honest, I actually never finished a Resident Evil game except for 5, and I did that with a friend. We did the co-op,
nice,
and just played through in like a weekend.
So you got to watch Chris punch a boulder?
I did. Got to see him punch a boulder, Mr. Hulk.
Yeah, that's right. He's got cantaloupes in his forearms.
Cantaloupe,
just right there.
Cantaloupe is too small. I never played 6.
Me neither.
I never played 4.
Me neither.
I didn't even play 3.
3 I did. 3 was a rental.
Code Veronica I never played. I didn't play Biohazard, the one that the new 7, I guess. Mm-hmm. 2 and 5. That's it. That's all I played. And I didn't even finish 2. I did 1 disc, got halfway through the other one, and then I think something else came out and I started playing that.
So when you did play 2, did you have enough of an opinion to choose Claire or Ada?
I mean, it's gotta be Ada.
Once again, we disagree again. It's Claire all the way, baby. Claire Town.
Claire Town.
It's Claire Town, man.
Right.
Sound off in the comments. Claire or Ada, go.
I mean, look at who you're talking to, though.
Yeah. That's that all got revived with the RE2 remake. It's all like, are you Team Claire or Team Ada?
You and Lar, I don't agree with. As far as waifus.
There's a lot of contention.
Yeah. There is. It's constant battles.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy 2. I don't know. I forget why I didn't finish it. Maybe I got stuck. And I was like, forget it.
Yeah, I've never played a Resident Evil game without like an FAQ or anything like that.
I didn't like using game like facts or anything like that.
That's fair.
Except for like a certain time in my life where for a year I would just go on GameFAQs.com and be like, how do I beat this?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not one of those guys that gets enjoyment out of solving it on my own. I'd rather, my enjoyment is actually completing the game. You know, so most of the time that does also include like getting all the items, because it's like a belief of mine that it's in the game, then you should find it and use it. So, and I don't want to miss anything, and sometimes I just don't even want to come back and play the game. So I just want to do a 1 playthrough go, you know.
The only game I ever really played multiple times was so there's 2. I played Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
The first and second one multiple times.
Okay.
And the first Dragon Age, I played like 9 times. To do all the endings and get all the trophies and stuff. Or, yeah, it's trophies on PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
So I played that 9 times. Not that it was a bad experience. I really liked that game.
Right.
I tried to do the same thing with the second one. I think I played through it 3 or 4 times. But I didn't get all the trophies because by then it got kind of like...
Yeah, totally.
And then the third one, I didn't even do that for. I played it once. I tried doing a second run, and then I stopped.
Just lost it.
Yeah. I think it was when they added the voices that did a lot of damage for me.
Got it.
I was like, I don't want to hear my guy talk.
Got it.
Just shut up.
Shut up now. Stop talking.
Yeah. Because in the first one, your guy didn't talk.
Got it.
And then in the second and third, they added voice. And I know a lot of people were happy about it, but I was like, I kind of like making my decisions and thinking that I'm actually saying it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, as far as Devil May Cry, gonna find this probably surprising. I only played the first one, and I never beat it. But Dante left a big impression, so I really like Dante. He was one of my mains in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Of course.
It was him, Zero.
Yep.
And who was my third guy? I feel like it was a Marvel character.
Wolverine.
No, he wasn't in 3.
Yeah, it was.
No.
In Infinite, he wasn't in Infinite. None of the X-Men were in Infinite, but in 3, he was.
He was in 3, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It wasn't Wolverine. No, it was Deadpool.
Deadpool. Okay.
He was kind of like Dante. A little bit.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But not as powerful.
Correct.
But I liked him anyway because I like Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think I switched with Virgil when he was available.
Of course, everyone did. Everyone dropped Dante and went to Virgil. Virgil is one of the top characters in the game.
No,
like Dr.
I didn't
Doom.
drop Dante. I just added
Virgil. Okay, yeah.
I dropped Deadpool.
Yeah. Virgil, one of the best in the game.
So I had the two of them.
Yeah. There you go. If you put Trish in there, you're literally Team Devil May Cry.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
But I wasn't that good with her.
So. Yeah. She takes a little bit of finesse.
Mm-hmm. I don't have that.
Yeah.
I'm a let me punch in the face kind of guy. You know?
Yeah.
Just block my punches with your fist. With your face. And that'll work for me.
You should go see Kane Blue River then, because he uses Team Big Body. So it's like Hagar, Hulk, and Sentinel, I believe.
Oh, Sentinel?
Yeah.
It's weird. Hulk is one of my favorite Marvel characters.
Mm.
And I tried using him in like all of the Marvel games, like Marvel vs. Capcom games. And I suck with him.
Yeah. He's a grappler, so it takes a little bit of fine-tuning.
Yeah. Again, I just want to punch you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Dante and Virgil will cover that then.
Yeah.
There you
go. It's basically all I have for those. Because like I said, I haven't played
No worries.
through any of them.
If you ever get a chance, I think the HD collection is available on like everything now for Devil May Cry, so give it a shot.
I do have 4. I played that a little bit.
4, okay, so 4 was good. 4 was really good. 4 was like the evolution. It's just Nero's a tool. Nero is such a jabroni. I don't know if I brought this up on the podcast or something, but I ranted some time ago where it's like, stop giving characters like Solid Snake and Dante playmates. They don't need a player 2. Damn. So y'all gave them brothers. The brothers were fine. Liquid's fine. Virgil's fine. Stop giving them playmates. No.
Yeah.
No. So, but yeah. 4 was fine though. Like from a gameplay standpoint, 4 was really good. Being able to change weapons and styles on the fly is like, damn.
Yeah.
But, and at the time, too, it was like the best high-end graphics and all that. Looked really good. The story was a little bizarre, but I almost feel like Devil May Cry is the reason that Bayonetta came about, was it kind of gave birth. Because it was like, they still call them demons, but then they looked literally like the angels in Bayonetta, and I'm like... Devil May Cry 4 just opened the portal, basically, and all the angels came flying out. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then what's funny, too, is that they said that they're still working on Bayonetta 3, and it's been like, almost, 3 years now? 4 years?
What happened? It's never stopped a game company.
Yeah.
Look at Kingdom Hearts 3.
True. Very true. No, it has to be 3 years, because they said it was on the Switch, so...
Okay.
Yeah, so it's only been in development since the Switch has been around. So, but yeah, that's It's one of the reasons why I bought a Switch was for Bayonetta 3. I have Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U. I didn't buy the Switch version because I'm like, why am I going to buy the same game twice? And what's funny is that I bought Bayonetta 2 right before I guess it became rare.
Right.
And it was like, if you're looking for physical disc copies, which has both the game discs, because Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U came with a copy of Bayonetta 1.
Right.
Because Bayonetta 1 was never released on the Wii U. So that physical copy apparently became rare, and I was like, oh, I had no idea. I just wanted to, like I said, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, I'm all in. I just prefer Dante over Bayonetta, you know. And it's cool that she's in Smash. It's good stuff, but when you put the two together, I'm going to go with my boy.
Yeah.
It's just that's all it is to it. That's all. No hard feelings.
Nope.
So.
Just you're choosing the wrong character.
Yeah. Bayonetta's the wrong character when it comes to Bayonetta versus Dante. But yeah.
That was also one of the better episodes of Death Battle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as far as the fight goes. That was a really good fight.
Yeah. True. I mean, again, I'm biased. It's Dante.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Devil May Cry anime?
I did.
Yeah. That was
I didn't
really
do
weird.
a reaction to it. It
was old.
A few years ago.
Yeah, it's like, 2010? 2009. This was, because it was like right after Devil May Cry 4 came out. It was almost like they were tying it in.
Yeah. I did watch it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But it could have been better.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a monster of the week, more or less.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And he never went double turn.
Not till the end.
I don't even think he did then, did he?
Yeah, at the the 12th episode, yeah. To like break free of himself and all of that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Either way, it took too long.
Yeah. Fair.
But I mean, when all the demons are just getting destroyed by regular Dante, it's like
you don't even need it.
throw like a challenge at him.
Yeah. That's the point. They can't challenge the son of Sparta. It's just the way it goes. And then you guys expect Bayonetta to beat him. It's so silly.
I don't know if it actually happened, but I remember after that came out, I think people were spamming the creator's Twitter with like the video.
Yes, Kamiya. Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I think what he was like, stop spamming my Twitter with this episode. Pretty
much. Because they said that he got, after he got fired, or the Clover Studios? From they became Platinum Games, basically.
Right.
And so I guess that left him with sour grapes when Capcom cut him off. And so he just said that, Bayonetta's stronger than Dante. And, they're just like, well, the creator said, and it's like, well, he's probably just pissed off he got fired. So, of course, he's going to be like, yo, screw this guy. My guy's more powerful.
Yeah.
So, even though, like they pointed out, statistically, that's not the case. It's not true. But, yeah, he got super mad. He's like, stop tagging me in this. I don't care. So, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
The new guy that took over, though, he seems pretty down. He was at one of the cons, I guess, in in Georgia, maybe like Dragon Con. I don't know if it was Dragon Con, but one of the ones. And I guess he just ended up at the club with all of them. And the DJ starts playing Devil Trigger, and he's just kind of like going like this, just kind of wiggling around.
Doing the boogie dance?
Yeah, pretty much. And everyone's all like just dancing or just wiggling around with. I love it so much. I love it. I like the Devil May Cry community. The DMC community on the whole is pretty good. They're pretty good peeps. Someone else, it was a Japanese player, I believe, from the DMC 5 demo. He just had like a 48-second clip of him in the demo just juggling the dude. And it's just him just in nonstop loop. And I'm just like, I love this community. It's so wonderful. It's so wholesome. And they also, in Devil May Cry 5, they have this feature where the music gets louder as the combo counter increases. So someone said, yo, can we have a game journalist audio mode on? Because the game journalists will never be able to hear the music.
Wow.
So yeah, it was, I love this community. It's legit.
Cool.
Joe. But yeah, I guess because I'm out of stuff to say, I look forward to Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake. Maybe we might. Well, it's definitely not going to be on the next year. That's for sure.
Right.
I really think that their focus is on Monster Hunter, and they keep teasing us. I don't know if you saw it, but then they put out another statement, which is like, we're looking to revive dormant franchises, and it's like, that doesn't mean anything. That means absolutely nothing. Capcom always says that, I think, like every other year, just to rile up the fans, and then they give us some mobile game. Like Puzzle Fighter Mobile, which was... no. But yeah.
I think I brought it up before. You know what game I would like to see revived? Nightmare Creatures.
That was Eidos, wasn't it? Eidos? The guys that made Tomb Raider?
I'm just saying, in general. I want to see that revived.
Possible.
Because I really I enjoyed that game.
Yeah. Okay.
I know they did a sequel. I never played the sequel.
I know there's 2 games. There's definitely 2 games, yeah. Interesting. Maybe. Anything's possible. They're bringing back Medieval, so who knows? They might bring back... Yeah, they might bring back some of those other, like, PlayStation... Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have to see.
So...
But that's it.
That's it. That's all I got.
And what was supposed to be a relatively short episode turned out to be 2.5 hours.
Yeah. You know, once you get that Devil May Cry going, man.
That's how it goes with us, though.
Yeah.
We keep saying, we're going to try to keep this short.
Yeah.
3 hours later, we're ending it.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are we doing? We're going to wait another week before we do...
Yeah, we're going to go back to our regular schedule, so we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
for the first episode in November.
Yes.
We're doing special stuff in November, aren't we?
Yeah, we have some plans, so look forward to it. We're going to try to organize some events outside of just talking about anime. So.
Right. Because it's probably getting boring for you guys, right? Hearing us just talk about anime.
Well, hopefully it jogs some memories. So at the very least, hopefully it's intriguing you guys. And again, I welcome the conversation by all means. Yeah. Fire away in the comments. I would love to get the conversation going and talking about what you guys think. You know, like I said, I go on these rants and raves. Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Pansy.
Yeah.
But you know, fire off. You know, and again, what did we say? Who do you prefer, Ada or Claire? Who do you prefer? Make My Abilities Average or Prodigies in Another World? And whoever says Kimono Michi gets disqualified.
And do you want me to watch Thanksgiving for?
Oh, and yes, and tell Roman he needs to watch Thanksgiving.
Any other suggestions you have for stuff that you would like us to do? Be sure to put that in the comments as well.
Absolutely.
I know we've asked that before and we didn't get nothing. But it doesn't hurt to keep asking.
Yeah, it's always on the table. That offer's always there.
Yeah. Doesn't matter when. If you have a suggestion that you would like us to, like a subject you want us to talk about,
check out. Yeah,
let us know.
Definitely.
I think we did get one on the Discord. It was not anime or video game related. They wanted us to discuss, like, cryptids.
Cryptids?
Like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Jersey Devil, stuff like that.
Sure. All right.
So
we might have to put a segment in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see about doing that.
Okay.
I like studying stuff like that, so it could work.
Oh man, I wish we would have done that for this Halloween episode. That would have been nice.
It would have been.
Okay. All right. We'll do that. Well, maybe we'll do an addendum maybe next month and be like what we should have done for the Halloween episode.
Yeah.
We should have talked about some folklore or myths.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be interesting.
All right. Yeah.
So, till next month.
Yes.
Look for probably the second week of November.
Yes. Have a safe Halloween.
Yes.
If you guys, we have the Twitter. If you guys have any anime cosplays, I'd love to see them. Roman would love to see them. Yeah. Tweet them. Tweet them at the Anime Mystics Twitter. Mm-hmm. I would love to, and we'll share you guys. I would definitely put that up on the page.
Yeah, definitely on Facebook, on the Instagram, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want us to, let us know.
Yeah.
In the tweet.
Yeah,
Go
totally.
ahead and place this wherever.
Totally.
And we'll share them.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, stay safe, have fun, happy Halloween.
Yep. If you're old enough, don't get too drunk. If you're young enough, watch out for those random trucks that are trying to send you to another worlds.
Oh, man. They're out in full force on Halloween.
2 different kinds of trucks during Halloween, so yeah. Watch out for that and the white panel van. You don't want that either.
No.
That's a whole different world.
That's not that Oni-chan.
Yeah, you don't want that one. So, till next month, I'm Roman.
I'm Steven Sonosuke-sama.
And we'll talk to you guys then.
See you guys.
Bye.